Holland, as you might expect, back to throw, and they set up the screen for Casey Wolf, and there's nowhere to go. Columbine's defense, led by Dusty Hofschneider, and number 54, Matt Wills, was ready for that one.
And Brad Pasica gets in on the tackle on that one, number 44, and they just did a great job. Going to see a lot of passes today by Bear Creek. That's what they do on the Columbine side. They're going to be running the ball, but Columbine's defense did a good job of defending that one.
They lose 4 yards on the play, so from 1st and 5, they go back to 2nd and 9. Holland, as you see, looks over the defense. Wide receivers each way on the 2nd down play, and Justin to throw again. Out to the right side for Crochet, who's there, has it in stride. Crochet caught the football at the 44-yard line. Good enough, obviously, for a 1st down.
And the best part about that pass, if you get a look at the field and the direction the shadows are going, that ball is coming right out of the sun. See the slant on the shadows? So this ball goes up, and it's coming right out of the sun as it comes down, but Crochet does a great job of just reeling it in.
Gary Miller along with Reggie Rivers. And we are barely 51 seconds into our football game following Army and Navy on News 4. 1st down play. Ball almost to the 45-yard line. And they pitch it this time, and that is Yana Rice, and he is met solidly on the play. Nate Grains came up. Malazzo was there, and so was number 44, Pasica, and they were ready for Yana Rice.
Yeah, this is what's going to make this a great matchup today. This Columbine defense is so good. This Bear Creek offense is so good. And that front four for Columbine, those are the guys who get things done. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see. Yana Rice has 1,899 yards coming into this game. He lost a couple on that one.
And remember, the first time these teams met and Columbine won that game 34-7 back in October, neither Holland or Yana Rice played. Both have been suspended for 1 game for violating team rules. And Holland is blitzed by Pasica, and down he goes inside the 35-yard line. You know, you wonder about a defense that plays this well and takes so many chances and really is an offense unto itself.
It really is. The defense, Pasica does a great job. He's coming up the field. He has contained responsibility on that blitz. He read it right. He saw the quarterback not pitch the ball, just stays right on track and makes the play.
Pasica had 5 sacks during the year, Reggie. Now we can give him 6. 3rd down and long yardage. Football back to the 33-yard line. And they blow it dead as Holland went back to pass.
Probably against the offense when they blow it dead that quickly.
Illegal procedure. Bear Creek. Repeat. 3rd down.
They had a 3rd and 21. Now they're faced with a 3rd down and 26.
We talked to head coach Tom Thinnell for Bear Creek, and he said the thing that you can't do against Columbine is make mistakes. They're just too strong defensively, and their offense is too good. You can't afford to give them anything, and so now they have a long 3rd down to convert here.
Bears will go slot left with a wide receiver to the right, the top of your screen, and he is a very good one, number 22, Jaron Crochet. Instead, Yana Rice up the middle. So they played at safety first, and were not exactly rewarded. Defensive end Matt Wills, number 54, stopped him after a gain of a yard. That's about it. And Bear Creek has been stopped decisively by Columbine. They have to kick it away, and Yana Rice will have those duties. Deep for Bear Creek. We'll pick him up in a moment as Yana Rice gets set to kick for Columbine. And there is the boot end over end. Played around the 33-yard line and running room up the middle, and look out to the 45-yard line. Zach Shackles went down to make the tackle on the play, but that was a picture tackle as we have a timeout on the field with 8:49 to go, and he paid the price for his daring on that one. No score. The championship game is just underway.
The news. Dealers, McDonald's and these companies for Colorado. Elite Auto Glass, McDonald Hardwoods, Wireless Wonders, Big O Tires, and First Bank.
Hey, pretty baby, you're looking. Honey, this
looks great. You did a great job.
Yes, I did.
Oh, and the pencil?
Because of our name, Elite Auto Glass, people assume we test windshield safety in the most elegant of surroundings. Although that's not entirely true, we do offer an elite safety program. We bring you the latest in adhesive technology for the fastest and safest installation possible. Our installers are NGA certified and our windshields OEM quality, which is why no one installs more windshields in Colorado than Elite Auto Glass. Elite service, elite safety, ordinary prices.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
You're First Bank. You're the home team. Now, what does that mean?
Better customer service.
Why?
We're locally owned.
We care.
Say you want to open a new account.
We give you lots of options,
Including free checking for a year.
How about a loan?
we give you an answer right here, right now.
So the customers know you're there for them, right?
Right.
In person, over the phone, or online.
All right, let's get to work.
Glad you're with us following the completion of the Army-Navy game, which I did run a little bit late, so we were just a moment or two late getting here, but you haven't missed a thing. And this is Casey Ward getting the handoff, and Columbine will run all day long. They don't try and fool anybody. All they really want to do is run the football, and Ward for 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, the real test of that is Brian Didle, their quarterback, has thrown for only 401 yards this season. They run the ball, and they run the ball.
And there have been games that he hasn't thrown the ball at all. Last week, though, he was 5 for 5 against Mullen in their big win in the semifinals. It's Conant, the second man through, and Wilmus meets him head-on. Mitch Wilmus, number 81, with the tackle on the play, and a loss on the play, setting up third down.
Be interesting how this game shapes up here in the beginning. You know, both teams a little bit nervous. They both have a little bit of a delay because of the Army-Navy game, so they're out on the field, stretching, waiting around, and so nervousness plays into it. But these are two great teams that really got tested last week as they were coming in.
You see the offensive line for Columbine, and it all starts up front for them. They're in the eye on third and a long one with a man in motion. Looked to be movement before the ball was snapped, and the officials caught it. So we've seen a couple of those plays, Reggie, where guys anxious.
Ball start. Offense. Third down.
Anxious to get off the ball.
Yeah, you get going early in the game and you get into your rhythm, and I think that the delay early might, have some guys a little bit jittery as they get going in this game, but they'll settle in. Both of these teams last week won close tests where they really got tested, and so now they come in. I think they're a very well-matched couple of teams, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Football back to the 49-yard line in Rebel territory on 3rd and 6. The full house backfield for Columbine. They run the option, and Didle still has the ball and nowhere to go, and Mitch Wilmus had that play smelled out from the get-go. Wilmus, his second big tackle on the play, and the Bear Creek defense has stopped Columbine cold.
Yeah, you can't, when you get penetration up the field, and that was Hale making the tackle there. But you get penetration up the field. Watch on the top. He comes up. Once you get penetration on the option, the play is dead. The quarterback really doesn't have a whole lot that he can do with it. Does a smart job of just hanging on to the ball there.
Yeah, Hale 91 and not Wilmus 81. So Hale involved on the tackle on the play. Scott Parker will kick. He does all the kicking for Columbine, all sorts of time, and he booms this one. That is a beautiful kick. Crochet from the 12. Jaron has running ability, but no running room, and he gets to the 13 or 14-yard line, and that's it.
This kid can kick the ball. I don't know where he came from or what he did, but he can kick the ball.
Give him credit for a 39-yard kick and a lot of hang time on that one.
It was, and that's the key to it. If you get that much hang time, your coverage team has a chance to get down there and nowhere for Crochet to go.
So Bear Creek's second opportunity on offense. They went backwards the first time around, and so did Columbine for that matter. This will be a much more wide open offense run by Justin Holland and the Bears. Holland, number 8, and headed for Fort Collins and CSU next year. One man in the backfield, again, before the ball can be snapped, maybe some of that nervousness showing through. And as Reggie says, if they blow it dead before they snap it, it's usually against the offense.
Dead ball, illegal procedure. Offense. First down.
Reggie, you have been involved in so many illegal procedure penalties yourself in your career. What causes that sort of thing?
Generally, I blame it on the quarterback. You know, could never be anyone else's fault. I'm sure that the coaches might talk to their quarterbacks, and if they're going on 2 or on 3, say, you know what, we're going to go on 1. We're not going to try to fool him. Just line up and run it so we don't hurt ourselves.
Bear Creek comes out now faced with a 1st and 15. Holland looks to the right side, and it's through the hands of number 4, Casey Wolf.
And early in this game, this is going to be a factor. I think that, you know, maybe Casey just missed the pass, but there is another. Every time they throw to that right-hand side of the field, you have the sun to deal with. And, you know, it sounds like an excuse because I'm a player and I've dropped some passes in my day.
Sure.
But whenever those shadows get long on the field, it makes it tough to see that ball. And the way he put his hands up, that ball just went right through like he didn't see it.
Yeah, it's hard to catch it if you can't see it. And the sun is exactly in that position right now. 2nd down and 15. Midway through a scoreless first period. Very much a feeling out period. Now, Yanarice finds running room, and Yanarice over the 20 to the 22. Did he fumble on the play?
Stripped out of his
sure did.
That ball was ripped right out of his arms as he ran by.
Number 53, Brian Mason, the defensive end. Able to pull it away from Yanarice, and the Columbine fans right in front of us had a better view than we did, and they saw it.
Watch the end of this. He comes in, just strips it right out.
Did.
It's like a handoff. Gets him from behind and just powers the ball right out of his arms. Nice play.
First turnover of the game, and Columbine very much in business, deep in Bear Creek territory at the 22. And Geidel rolling to the left, looking, now tucks it in inside the 20, behind Hofschneider, gets to almost the 16-yard line. I don't think he ever had an intention of throwing the football.
It's a neat little trick, though. You know, put your arm up like you're going to throw it, and then tuck it away and do what Columbine does, is run the football.
Chris Sandoval, number 33, as we get a look at Tom Tennell and his offense turning the football over, now counting on his defense to stop Columbine.
One of the things that he told us, and I mentioned this earlier, you cannot afford to have mistakes. We said, what's the key to this game? He said, well, if you go in and have 4 turnovers, Columbine's just going to destroy you. Well, they've had 1 already.
2nd down and 5. First man through. Up the middle, number 40, Casey Ward. And that should be good enough for a first down. Right around the 11-yard line it is. Football at about the 10.5-yard line, so yes, they can make a first down without getting a touchdown, but that is the first down of the game for either team.
Big test right here for the Bear Creek defense.
There's a wide receiver to the right, but normally Columbine calls their wideouts their left outs because they're generally not very much involved in the game. Ward powers all the way down around the 2-yard line. As a powerful young man, number 40, Casey Ward, 6 foot, 200 pounds. He rushed for over 1,300 yards this year.
And he scored 13 touchdowns. He was trying to make this number 14. Just a big, strong kid. The long legs, but the big, powerful body drags everybody down to the 1-yard line or the 2-yard line.
So the defending champions from Columbine, a couple of Jeffco teams battling today in Denver, knocking on the door. Ward for the touchdown.
His 14th touchdown of the year. He is a senior this year, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Columbine gets the first score off that turnover, and now the big test for Bear Creek is how they rebound back from this. They have the explosive offense. Can they make something happen on this next drive?
Yeah, we could say that Yanarice fumbled, but he really didn't fumble. He simply had the ball ripped out of his hands by Mason.
It was a handoff.
Scott Parker, he is good. His extra point soccer style is good. And Columbine comes up the field enjoying now a 7-0 lead with 4:43 to go in the first quarter here at All City Stadium. We'll take a timeout. Columbine on the board first in the Class 5A state championship game.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Ever wonder if there's a job out there that speaks to your soul? A job that makes you want to get up before sunrise, and you don't mind staying past sunset? That dream job, it's out there all right, and it's waiting for you in the Denver Post. With over 9,000 jobs every week, one thing's for sure, if it's not in the Post, the job doesn't exist. The Denver Post. We are Colorado.
Gary Miller, along with Reggie Rivers, Columbine, after forcing a turnover from Bear Creek, able to go some 22 yards, and Casey Ward the payoff from a yard or two away, and it's 7-0 for the Rebels, and Bear Creek about to get the football back. Reg, we are in December in Colorado, and we could not have a more magnificent day.
Let's hope that this game is not being broadcast outside of the state. We'll attract too many people here. I still cannot convince my parents that we can have a day like this in the middle of winter.
And by the way, this field looks absolutely fabulous, and we'll be talking more about that and exactly what this field is made of as the game moves along. But boy, it looks as lush and as green as you wish your lawn was this time of year, which should tell you immediately it's not real. Scott Parker will kick. And 70% of the time, he kicks the ball in the end zone. And in high school football, as soon as the ball goes over the goal line, it is an automatic touchback, whether it is touched or not, or caught, as it was that time by Yana Rice. We're going to go downstairs to Marcia Neville, I believe.
Absolutely, Gary. Thank you very much. I think you can point out that this game has gone the way we had talked about. The defense for Columbine strong. Bear Creek is going to get those big plays. We had the completion to Crochet, but I have to wonder if the Columbine offense was a little put off that we talked about the Bear Creek offense so much. Maybe a point of pride for them to score first here. Back up to you.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that runs the football, but they score over 40 points a game also, so they're rather potent. Yana Rice will hang on to that football this time. Down the sideline, up over the 35 to the 38-yard line. Oldest Yana Rice, who rushed for over 1,800 yards this year, showing his stuff there and hanging on to the football that time for a Bear Creek first down.
And I like the decision by the Bear Creek coaches. You got your star running back. He just had the ball stripped away from him on the last play. You come right back, give him the ball again, and he runs with great confidence, got the ball on the outside like he should. Great stiff arm there, and just makes a big play down the field.
And for those of you who follow high school football and even college football around here, most people you talk to about Yana Rice say he reminds them very much of Kevin McDougal, who went to Arvada West and CSU and is currently with the Indianapolis Colts. So high praise indeed. That's quite a comparison. Holland goes deep. Crochet out there, and it's in. Complete double coverage downfield. The ball defended downfield by Mike Leary, number 2. And Leary had good position.
Great play by Leary. You know, the receiver did a great job of kind of shielding him off. He waits and waits and waits. That ball hung up in the air at the last second. He jumps up and knocks it down, and just a fabulous defensive play there. He watches this as Holland puts this ball up in the air. The DB really isn't in the best position necessarily. He's kind of blocked off. He's on the back, but he reaches around, gets his hand in there, and knocks it down.
Second down and 10. Football at the 39-yard line. Pasika was blitzing, and Yana Rice went right by him. Oh, he put his head down. He put 2 hands on the ball, didn't he? Also got up to the 45-yard line.
We'll have to keep our eye on this Bear Creek offense. That's the 3rd time that Yana Rice has carried to the left-hand side of that offensive line, and we don't know if there's something about their offensive line or their defense that is making this happen. But you can see oldest Yana Rice. He's a big, quick kid. You've already seen some of the athleticism kind of jumping and getting his foot back down on the ground. The plays that he's made, over 1,900 yards for the season so far.
And places like CSU and, are you ready? Nebraska, looking at young Mr. Yana Rice.
Not surprised.
He'd fit right in with the big red. He really would. Holland to throw. Square out there. Has his man. That's Casey Wolf. And Wolf has first down yardage right at midfield. It's a nicely developed play, isn't it, Reggie?
It is. You know they need to get 4 yards for the first down. They run a little quick out, and they get the play that they need. And this is the strength of the Bear Creek offense. They move the ball around. They have a great running back in the backfield. They have a great passer back there, and they really mix it up with their formations and get the play that they need at the time they need it.
And Wolf's a guy who doesn't catch a lot of passes. When he does, though, it normally goes for really big yardage. 11 catches, 300 yards on the year. Off the play action, Holland steps up in the pocket looking for Crochet. Covered downfield again by number 2, Mike Leary. And that time it wasn't close, and the play action didn't fool anybody.
Didn't fool anybody, but you know they have a lot of confidence. We can see from the first few plays here that they have a lot of confidence in their receivers. He'll throw that ball up. It doesn't matter if it's double coverage, triple coverage. He'll throw it up, and he'll trust that his receiver's either going to catch it or it's going to be incomplete.
Bill Crochet is a great athlete. State 300-meter champion in the hurdles, right? I mean, he's a terrific athlete, and we understand University of Colorado has talked to him. Officials timeout on the field as one of the players needed to shed some equipment on the Bear Creek side. 3:13 to go in the first. Columbine leading our game 7-0. Bear Creek with the football. And perhaps one of the receivers, Crochet, had lined up on the wrong side, and Holland now puts him in the right position.
I think someone had to go to the bathroom. That's all.
It happens, right? Holland with time. Now scrambles out of the pocket. Tries to turn the corner. He'll be forced out of bounds right in front of his bench. The Columbine defense covering very well downfield, leaving Holland no room to roam on the play. We are counting down to kick off tomorrow morning at 9:30, right before the Broncos take on the Saints. Get the latest analysis, scores, and predictions on Denver's only live local pregame show. Join Vic, Mark, Reggie, and me tomorrow for the award-winning Countdown to Kickoff on the Channel of Champions, News 4. That's the First Bank Countdown to Kickoff tomorrow right here on News 4. And I think folks really enjoy the predictions, Reggie. I know I do.
Gary is still in the basement in the predictions department, but better you than me, man.
It's hard to believe, Reggie. This is a third down, third and just about 15. Holland looking, throws deep down the left side, and the ball is knocked away by Jason Hofschneider, who was covering very nicely on the play. Number 80, Derek Colvin, was the receiver closest to it. We have a face mask, though, coming up against Columbine.
Now, in the high school game, do you have the two different varieties of face masks, the 5-yard and the 15-yard?
One of the fine questions, Reggie, and that's that you have a very inquisitive mind.
Well, we'll find out here.
5-yard face mask penalty. Defense, repeat third down.
They are so obviously just kind of grabbing the face mask instead of pulling it or yanking it.
Right. You know, earlier when I grabbed your face mask, that would have been the 15-yard variety.
That certainly was, as a matter of fact.
You survived. How's your neck?
Not good. Unfortunately, my lawyer doesn't work Saturday. Third down and just about 9. And those are the football now in Columbine territory. Holland to throw, rush on. Holland in trouble, and down he goes. I tell you, turning the corner quickly, Joe Milazzo, number 35, and he showed some speed off the ball.
The great get off the ball. Milazzo gets up the field, and he created the sack and then gets the sack. He comes right up on the right-hand side, forces Holland to step up, and then there's nowhere for him to go. Milazzo keeps closing and makes the tackle.
And Yonerice tried to do something about it and couldn't. So the Columbine defense stiffens again against a very good Bear Creek offense. Yonerice to kick. The left footer got it off. Pasika almost got a piece of it.
It looked like he did get a piece of that. Pasika just makes a nice move, cuts underneath the up back, and gets a hand on the ball.
That's why these Columbine kids get off the ball so quickly, whether offensively or defensively, and they are in Bear Creek's face right now, causing the Bears all sorts of problems. We've got a timeout, 2:18 to go. Great crowd on a wonderful day for football and a good game in the first quarter. Columbine leads 7-0.
Since we first opened in 1962, Big O stores have always been locally owned, and our owners know they have to earn your trust, day after day, mile after mile. That's why our customers keep coming back year after year.
don't get caught in a daydream and miss an important call. Visit Wireless Wonders today and get a Nokia 5100 series phone and a color faceplate, all completely free. Come by any one of Wireless Wonders' 7 locations and get connected. Sale ends Saturday. Wireless Wonders. The confusion ends here.
Columbine and their running offense back on the field, and we are ready to continue. Bear Creek on defense. Rebels leading 7-0. First man has it. That is Ward. He's got power to spare up over the 37-yard line. Give him about 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up. Halftime in the 4A championship game, and Loveland leads Fruta 17-6. So a couple of other championship games going on, and Loveland an 11-point lead at halftime. In a moment or two, we'll tell you what Andy Lowry, the Columbine coach, told us he loves more than anything in the world, at least in the world of football. Second down, we'll see if we actually have it. We just might have it. Football to the 41-yard line, setting up a 3rd and just about 2. And Andy Lowry, well, actually, it's a little maybe 3rd and about 1. Andy Lowry told us, Reg, before the game, he loves 3rd and 2. Give him 3rd and 2 every time. He's the happiest coach in the world.
He would be. He doesn't even want to get a first down on 1st or 2nd down. 3rd and 2, and just march it down the field, eat up the clock, and score to a lot of points, which they do every game.
And control the clock. Exactly right. To keep the Bear Creek offense off the field. No 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and less than 1. Casey Ward, and he had all sorts of on the right side of that line. Dusty Hofschneider, number 58. Brian Mason, number 53. And you talk about clearing out the defensive line. I don't know where those guys went.
Yeah, they did a great job. Brian Mason was a tight end last year. They moved him. He was the best blocking tight end they'd ever seen, so they moved him down to right tackle next to Dusty, and the two of them together just really clean up that side.
First down for the Rebels. Football at the 47-yard line. Columbine looking to make it back-to-back state championships. They run the option, and Didle wishes he had passed that one away, and he held on to it, and down he went. No gain on the play. 2nd down coming up. The Bear Creek defense. And the last man getting up was number 33, Chris Sandoval, their linebacker, but he had help on that tackle.
You watch the penetration. He's going to come off the bottom of your screen here and just keeps closing, bam. And so Didle really doesn't have a whole lot of options at that point. He can try the pitch, but when a guy's closing on you that fast, it gets dangerous.
Yeah, Dave Poppleton, number 21, was there. Sandoval, too, who has led the team in tackles this year with 135 coming into the game. 2nd down and 10. The pitch this time, and the Konak running room down the right side, the 40, still on his feet, inside the 25-yard line. Another level first down. And boy, you talk about running the option to perfection. Take a look at that play.
A great play by Didle on that one. He gets 2 defenders to close on him. He gets the pitch off. Watch as he comes down the line. 2 guys are going to hit him. Bam, bam. He gets the pitch out. Conant off and running. 1 man to beat. And a great tackle there to save the touchdown.
Andrew Conant scored the game-winning touchdown as we come to the end of the first quarter. Scored the winning touchdown last year when Columbine won the championship against Cherry Creek. 1 quarter in the books, and Columbine looking oh so strong. The defending champions have the lead 7-0.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Big O Tires earns your trust with great tires and service. Come in. Let our actual customers tell you more.
Probably the most important thing is that, we trust Bob at Big O Tires. Bottom line, we're confident that he's going to treat us honestly, and that's what it's all about in today's busy world. You got to have a place where you can just come in, toss them the keys, and there we go.
Big O Tires, they've earned a reputation you can ride on.
Sometimes it's all about teamwork. Other times it's the individual. And then there are sports where you just have to dive right in. Across Colorado, high school athletes are training, competing, and learning the meaning of perseverance and pride. What better time to support them than now? Go to a game, a meet, a match, and let our kids know you're behind them. News 4 reminds you to support the Colorado High School Activities Association.
Beginning the second quarter now at All-City Stadium, Gary Miller along with Reggie Rivers. And Columbine driving to the 20-yard line on the play. Ward with the ball. And Casey's a workhorse in this one. Got about 4 yards on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Ward is just a strong runner. Kind of a tall, skinny guy, but once he gets going, man, even when he's got guys on him, he just seems to be able to drag.
And Andy Lowry told us for their offense, it really all starts with the fullback. He is the centerpiece of that with a great offensive line. 2nd down and just about 6. Died up to Ward, running room up the middle. There he goes. Columbine has another touchdown. The official took a block, didn't he?
But he got back up. Nice play by Ward. That is now his 15th touchdown of the year, his 2nd one in this game. And you called it. You say the fullback is the key to this. You got to tackle the fullback first. Bear Creek doesn't, and it cost him 6 points.
Reggie, that's one of the biggest holes I have ever seen on a quick hitter like that.
Yeah, that's a big hole. You could probably get through that one.
Well, slowly, but maybe so.
Your neck doing okay?
Oh, Ward, the 20-yard run, 13-0 for the Rebels. Parker tries to tack on the PAT. He is generally money in the bank, and Columbine adds the extra point. And so far, it is all Rebels. Although keep in mind last year in the championship, it was Cherry Creek grabbing a 14-0 lead and Columbine that rallied to win, as we get a good look at Casey Ward on the sidelines, and he deserves his break right now. He's playing terrific football, as is the entire Columbine team.
I have a feeling that's not his natural hair color.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Well, but it seems to be contagious at Columbine.
Oh, yes, it is. But, he's a very good player, and obviously 2 touchdowns so far in this one. Now, Bear Creek has a big test. When you go through the year, both these teams are very good. They both had 2 losses during the regular season, so they've experienced a little bit of adversity. Last week for both teams, they really got tested. Bear Creek beat Chatfield 42-40. Columbine beat Mullen 22-21. So they both had close games and were tested. And I think, Bear Creek is going to have to show some mental toughness here.
And I think Sonny Lubick will be watching very closely now to see how Justin Holland, who is already committed to CSU, the quarterback for Bear Creek, and what fabulous statistics this young man has in a great career. But in his career, he's never beaten Columbine. I'm sure Sonny will want to see how he and Bear Creek react the rest of this game. Absolutely. Scott Parker will kick it off just underway in the 2nd. And the Rebels scoring once in the 1st and quickly here in the 2nd quarter. Have the 14-0 lead. Parker end over end. This one did not reach the end zone, so Cruchet from about the 2-yard line, running room up to around the 30, and down he goes. So a little better field position for the Bears to start this drive.
Let's send it downstairs to Marcia Neville on the sideline.
And Gary, Jaron Crochet can be so explosive on returns. That's one thing to look for here as Bear Creek tries to get back into the ball game. Columbine up with that 14-0 lead and a grinded-out kind of offense. That's a good way for them to start the ball game.
Crochet, Marcia, comes wide to the right side. Leary on him, and they want Crochet on a slant, and he tries to turn it after he got to around the 40-yard line, pushed back to the 37. We'll see where it gets progress to, but that's a good 1st down play to start for the Bears.
It's a good passing team. A lot of high schools don't want to mess around trying to pass the ball because it's tough. It's more than just having a quarterback who can throw it. You got to have linemen who can handle all the protection schemes, backs who can pick up the blitz. You have to have, people who can do all the things that you have to do and obviously running the routes. But Bear Creek really does a great job in the air.
Yeah, Crochet, who we're going to look at, has caught 65 passes this year for about 1,400 yards. Gianna Rice put his head down at the middle of that Columbine line. Those are 2 raging bulls. I mean, it's Gianna Rice, who got the 1st down, by the way, on the play, putting his head down, and about 4 or 5 Columbine defenders putting their heads down.
You put your head down, then you put your knee down.
I tell you, it's just an amazing effort that Columbine gives on every play. Matt Wills, number 54, involved on the tackle there. But he had help, and Hofschneider's in the middle with Milazzo, and it's just a terrific defensive line. And Reggie, in a moment, will tell you about the size of these guys, and it's hard to believe they can be as effective as they are. Off the play action, Holland looking. Holland in trouble. And Justin's got to do something, and he broke away, and he almost got away, but Hofschneider stopped him at the 35-yard line. Dusty wouldn't let him get away. Hofschneider, who has started every game since he was a freshman, save one. 50 high school games in his remarkable career for Dusty Hofschneider with an injured Rebel on the play. But the Rebels are something, and they are small along the front line.
They really are. Dusty Hofschneider is the leader down there, but these guys are all 5 foot nothing, and they just hustle, and Dusty is the lead guy. He is hustling. He's got a motor. You watch him right in the middle of your screen, fighting through a double team, working his way to the right, driving the quarterback. Oh, I missed him. But he gets up off the ground, he keeps working, and he ends up making the sack.
You say one of the Rebels injured on that play, and it's number 53. That's Brian Mason, fine defensive end who doesn't look like his arm and shoulder feel very good right now as he goes off to the sidelines.
Get the trainers to look at him. Hopefully he's not hurt badly.
Paul Banker, a junior, number 86, replaces him in the lineup. Second down, long yardage now after a loss of 6, second and 16. Holland throws, and he underthrew his man.
Intercepted.
Was it? Yeah.
Intercepted. That ball never hit the ground.
That's that Monday Night Football catch we saw a couple of weeks ago with Green Bay and Antonio Freeman. And that ball hit the intended receiver, Casey Wolf, popped in the air and was grabbed before it could hit the ground by Columbine. The Rebels get it on the second unusual turnover for Bear Creek in the game. It's all Rebels right now. They're up by a couple of touchdowns, 14-0 with 9:35 to go till halftime.
Okay, here's the game plan. First, we give them free Check Us Out checking, and that includes
Free checking for a year.
With no minimum balance.
And no monthly service charges.
what else?
A Visa debit card with no annual fee.
For how long?
For a whole year.
And we make it easy, right?
Right. We have over 90 First Bank locations.
Free access to all First Teller ATMs.
24-hour telephone banking.
Internet banking.
We're locally owned.
We give you lots of
First Bank, Colorado Bank for you.
Visit your local AAA office and you'll discover everything for your car, from purchasing it to repairing it. 100 years as a traveler's advocate. A wide range of financial products and insurance services. A full-service travel agency providing comprehensive travel information. Convenient show your card and save member values. Why join AAA? Because once you do, we can help you in so many ways. AAA every day.
Reggie, no replay in high school football, but the officials got this one right.
Yeah, this ball hits his feet, bounces up in the air. Pasica does a good job of being alert and getting that one in his hands. Man, a great play by Pasica.
That was a terrific play. They've got the football at the 46-yard line. Everything going the Rebels' way. And Ward that time hit hard on the play. First man to get him was number 58, Bruce Clark, the defensive tackle. So one of the more effective Bear Creek defenses against the run so far. A gain of a couple, setting up a second down. That give him 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7.
Bear Creek's got 2 turnovers, and when we talked to, the head coach, Tom Tennell, that was the thing that he said. You can't afford to turn the ball over against Columbine. They're just too strong. So we have 2 turnovers, and we're going to see if this one turns into points.
Second down and just about 7. They give it to Konak and a sweep to the right, spinning. He's a tough little water bug. That's what his coach calls him. He dives to the 47-yard line, setting up a 3rd, and Lowry won't be happy. I think it's 3rd and 3.
3rd and a little bit longer than he might want. Man, did Adam Griffin put a big hit, the defensive end for Bear Creek, put a big hit on the fullback for Columbine. He comes in, Casey Ward came up, and I mean, he snapped his head back, and Casey Ward ended up sitting on his butt out there, man.
Tom Pinnell trying to figure out a way to stop this Columbine team, but Columbine's defense really gets its offense such great field position, and it's the defense of Columbine dominating this game. 3rd and 3, Ward drives, should be the first down at the 43-yard line. Needed 3, got about 4.
And Ward comes right back, no worse for the wear for that hit, still running strong. Look at the replay here. It's just the simple dive. They hand it to him. They have the trap coming, actually. And Ward just does a good job getting his head down. This kid never seems to fall backward. Once he makes contact, he's always still driving his feet, falling forward.
Andy Lowry pacing the sidelines, but I think his game plan being played to perfection right now by his team on the field. First down, Ward gets to around the 41, maybe the 40-yard line. 81, Wilmus was there on the tackle from his safety position.
This is demoralizing, too, when a team can come out and just keep handing the ball off. And that time, you know, the Bear Creek defense does a great job, holds them to only 1 yard. But when they can come out and get 3 yards, then 4 yards, then convert a first down, and then get 4 yards and 5 yards, as a defense, you just get worn out and you get demoralized having to battle against that.
And you're on the field so much. And the other thing about Columbine is they don't try and fool you as far as what they're doing. They're telling you exactly what they're going to do and dare you to stop it. Second down and just about 9. Conant with the football, the cutback move, the 35, still on his feet, inside the 30, all the way down to the 27-yard line. Hale made the stop, the linebacker, Mike Hale, number 91. But not before Conant found good running room. They give him progress to the 27-yard line.
He's only 5'7", 165. He gets hidden back there, and he starts cutting back strong runner, breaks a couple of tackles, and finally gets dragged down to the ground.
Approaching the 7-minute mark. Rebels trying to add to that 14-0 lead, and Andrew Conant again. Ooh, was he ever stuck. He was belted on the play. Number 70 was there. That's Cole Shockley. I'm not sure if he made the initial hit or not. Sandoval, number 33, also involved, but a loss on the play of a yard. That was a big hit on a kid, Conant, who's all of 5'7", 165 pounds.
Let's get an update with Marcia on an injury. Hi, Marcia.
Hey, we're watching Brian Mason down here on the sideline. The trainer tells me he could come back into the ball game. He's trying to shake off an injury on his right arm. And as any good football player would ask, he wanted to know who had the pick, because he couldn't see what was happening as he went out of the game. Back up to you.
Didle now faked the pass, but you knew he wasn't going to do that. Managed to stay in bounds inside the 20 before being forced over the sideline. On the Columbine side, we'll have a third down play coming up.
It's tough for the defense when Didle comes out like that. He's running with the ball. You know, he's a big kid. He looks like he could throw the ball. He doesn't throw it very much, but they still respect it. And when he's pumping that ball, they're hanging back, and then he gets across the line of scrimmage. They come up to make the tackle, but not before he's gained 5 or 6 yards.
Third down, and yeah, Lowry will like this. Third and just about 2. Again, they have a wide receiver to the right, but that should be a little more than window dressing. Didle giving it to the first man. Ward hit the line. Down he goes. Sandoval with a fine play. And we'll see where they give him progress to and how close it is. It will be fourth down.
And we were talking to Coach Tom Tennell earlier this week at Bear Creek. He said Chris Sandoval is one of those guys that you want to have on your team. He's kind of a rugged, aggressive player. That time he gets great penetration up the field, makes the big-time stop short of the first down.
Well, one of the big plays of the game so far, fourth and just about a yard. The Bear Creek defense would like to make a stand. Didle the sneak for the first down. Well, there was space right off the center there, and he went straight up his back.
And the quarterback sneak, even when you know it's coming, if you have a good offensive line, it is tough to stop. And that time, Columbine does a great job of just coming up to the line of scrimmage with the quick count, get off the ball before they can see it coming, and get the first down.
Columbine surviving last week, edging Mullen. The game, you know, the Mustangs are still thinking about. The final was 22-21 on a late Parker field goal. But so far, they are dominating. The pitch to Conant. Looks to turn the corner. Oh, terrific defensive play by number 81, Mitch Wilmus. Wilmus stepped up from the safety position and read it beautifully all the way.
It's great defensive play by Bear Creek. When you got the option, you have to cover every guy. You've got to have somebody on the quarterback. You've got to have somebody on the dive back. You've got to have somebody on the pitch. And this time, they get great penetration up the field. Boom, got the quarterback, got the pitch, missed the pitch, got another guy coming for the pitch.
There's just so many things that a defense has to key on against an offense like this.
And the key is if you keep working, great things happen for you, and certainly that time for Bear Creek it did.
Loss of 5 on the play. Football back to the 20-yard line. Didle still has it. Didle to the 15. Didle to the 10. He's to the 8-yard line. Third down coming up. But he got 12 on the play. He needed 15. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Here we go. You know, you go from 2nd and about 14 or 15, and here it is 3rd and 3 again. This is one of the strengths of the Columbine attack, is that regardless what down and distance they seem to get in, Diddle does a great job of getting it up the field. Once you create those 3rd and short situations, you can convert them at a very high rate.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and just about 4. They spot the football at the 9-yard line. Big series here. I mean, Columbine with a 3-touchdown lead would look pretty darn good. The defending state champions. Bear Creek trying to stop them. Diddle turns the corner, has running room, and a Columbine touchdown.
That is a very, very nice run by Diddle, weaving and bobbing and finding his way through the defense to the end zone. Great play, great decision. It didn't even look like he had a pitch back there. It was just kind of a quarterback keeper all the way. He gets that thing into the end zone. You look at the replay here as he comes down the line to the left-hand side. He's got a dive back. The pitch back goes straight through the block, and he just bobs and weaves and finds a way to get into the corner of the end zone.
Scott Parker to tack on the extra point. And Parker's kick is a rare miss. This one is off to the right side. They failed to add the extra point. It's about the only failure Columbine has had so far today. Timeout, 3:41 to go till halftime. The defending state champions from Columbine have a 20-0 lead.
The undeniable beauty and warmth of a hardwood floor is truly desirable, but most of us believe that the construction of such a masterpiece is a turmoil of sawdust and splinters that leaves an entire home unlivable for days. But with advancements in design and technology, a hardwood flooring project has become a very enjoyable experience, one you can do yourself. Yes, you can experience the joy of installing your own hardwood floor and get the results of a master. Or we can do it for you. McDonald Hardwoods. We take the hard out of hardwood flooring.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
CBS is your home for Super Bowl 35. Join us Sunday, January 28th, to watch the best of the NFL battle for the Lombardi Trophy. We'll have complete coverage leading up to the game and immediately following the game. We will bring you the premiere of Survivor 2. From the gridiron to the outback, it's all here on CBS Saturday, January 28th. You would be a perfect survivor. Did you consider that at all?
Oh, you think?
I mean, you're a tough, macho guy.
Yeah, but it's all about building those relationships, getting people on your team.
You know, are you devious enough?
I don't think I'm devious enough.
But I think you'd do well, and you'd be well-liked. You'd be one of the people to stick around for a while.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll try out.
Now, Yana Rice played that one very close to the end zone. Up the middle he comes, up to around the 27. Still on his feet over the 30, close to the 35-yard line.
Yana Rice is a survivor.
Yeah, and that play certainly was. He avoided the major pile-up at around the 25-yard line, got about 10 extra yards.
Well, this is going to be the biggest test of the year for Bear Creek. You know, you look at the rushing yards that Columbine has put up 158 compared to Bear Creek 14. Bear Creek is a very good offense, but so far this Columbine defense has just been too tough for them.
On those stats, would you give the slight edge to Columbine?
Just a slight edge. Yeah. We need a recount, though.
You know, they had 340 yards on the ground the first time they played Bear Creek. In that game, they won 34-7. Holland nowhere to go. Oh, was he ever stuck? He was introduced to number 86, Paul Banker, who's playing right now for Mason, who was injured a few minutes ago.
Hello, number 86. That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt big time.
You know what, though? That was if the coaches are watching up at CSU, a very good run by Holland. I mean, there's nowhere to go. He kind of bumps around. He keeps himself alive, ends up losing a yard, but he's got some elusiveness to him.
Wide receivers each way. Holland looks for Crochet on the slant, and he underthrew him. So this Columbine defense is simply dominating the football game right now, and I'm not sure Bear Creek knows how to attack it.
Bear Creek needs to have a big play right here. They've got a 3rd and 11. They're down by 20 points in the first half. I don't think they've been down by 20 points on anybody all year long. And now they're against facing the best defense they've ever seen. I think just for a confidence standpoint, for the coaches and the players, they need to convert this first down.
Yeah, that would be a big one on 3rd and 11. Holland for Crochet. They have converted the first down. They should give them progress to around the 46-yard line. They do. They got 12. They needed 11. First down, Bears.
A big play for the Bears, and that's what you want. When you're in your biggest game of the year, and you have your big situation, you want your big players to step up, and they got all of that together. Holland does a good job sitting back in the pocket, delivers the ball well, and Crochet makes a nice catch, and he's at the right depth to get the first down.
Yeah, one thing Bear Creek has done twice in the game. Crochet, that time they need 11. He drives down 12. Earlier, Wolf needed about 4, and he drove down 5. So they show they know where the yard markers are, and that's helped them get a couple of first downs. But first downs have been hard to come by. Yana Rice, he put his head down, and he was met by an equal force going the other way. He got about 4 yards on the play to midfield.
Yana Rice is a good combination of power and speed. He's got some quickness to him. You can see it in his speed, but when he has a situation where he's got to hit somebody, he gets those shoulders down and he delivers a blow.
Zach Rousey, number 43, made the hit there. They gave him progress to the 49-yard line. The ball in Columbine territory. And we'll see if Bear Creek can get on the board before they head for halftime and try and make some adjustments. 20-0 Columbine, 2nd and 5. Yana Rice to the 45-yard line. It will be 3rd and 1 coming up. That's a good situation here, and you almost wonder if they didn't make it, if they would go for it on 4th down, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves on 3rd and 1. Wide receivers each way. You would expect them to put the ball in Yana Rice's belly on 3rd and 1. They do. Oldest hit behind the line, drove forward, did not get the first down, got back to the 45-yard line. He has to get to the 44, so we do have a situation of 4th down.
Hofschneider just gets great penetration there and gets on Yana Rice before he can even get going. Bear Creek calls a timeout now to think about this one. With a minute 15 left.
Play coach, Reg.
I don't know. I think that you do go for it on 4th down.
I think you do also. You have to show that confidence in your team with a minute 15, and you have to get something out of this drive.
It's dangerous because, you know, your team is already down by 20 and everybody is so disappointed that you don't want to not make it and go into halftime with that. But I think you have to go for it here.
I think Tom Tennell probably agrees as he comes out onto the field to talk things over with Justin Holland and his offense. Tomorrow afternoon, doubleheader right here on CBS. Broncos travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and everybody's trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Kickoff at 11 o'clock. After the Broncos-Saints game, we go to New York. Good ball game to the Meadowlands. The Jets host the slumping Colts. The NFL on CBS. It's all here. It's a good doubleheader. Let's go downstairs to Marcia Neville.
Yeah, Gary, I was just visiting over on the Bear Creek sidelines. Not a feeling of defeat by any means by the defense, but Shockley, Griffin, Hale, Sandoval, Clark, all sitting on the bench just trying to get a breather. They've been out on the field so much this first half. They've had a lot of work to do against this Columbine offense. Back up to you.
Okay, Marcia, 4th down and 1. Does Bear Creek ever desperately need this first down? Play action. They're going to try and throw for it for Wilmus. First down, gutsy play to the 35-yard line against the blitz. Bear Creek made the play happen.
Big time play there, and that's exactly the kind of play that Bear Creek needs. They need a coach who will have the courage to call it, and they need players who can execute it. Just a great job here. The blitz comes, but Bear Creek picks up the blitz well. Holland delivers a strike and a great catch to convert it.
1:10 to go till halftime. And they go to Yana Rice on first down. Nowhere to go. He is hitting down. We'll have 2nd and 10 coming up, and quickly they step in and call timeout. Bear Creek using the 2nd, I believe, of their 3 timeouts. I think they tried to fool Columbine there, and Columbine, I think, is always looking for the run.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Columbine. That front 4 is just so strong, and they're so quick. They have great get off on the ball. We've obviously talked a lot about Dusty Hofschneider, but Joe Malazzo up there, Brian Mason, Matt Wills. Those 4 guys are just so strong and so quick that they do a great job of shutting down the run.
Bear Creek with 1 timeout left, and Columbine hasn't had to use any. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up for Bear Creek. And again, Tom Tennell out there to talk things over. Tom was a quarterback at Colorado State in his day, in his 9th year. Got his team to the finals a couple of years ago, back in '97. They were undefeated at that point, but Arvada West, at the time coached by Dave Logan.
He was in college for 9 years?
No, I don't think I said that, did I?
I know you were in for 8 years.
Yeah,
I thought maybe there was somebody who took longer than you.
Doesn't everybody go for 8 or 9 years?
Well, with 1:03 left, they've been running the ball quite a bit here, and you have to wonder if part of that is that they want to hang on to it, make sure that Columbine doesn't get it again, or if that's the route that they think is best for them to move it down the field.
Well, Fennell has had his chance to talk it over with his team. This is an offense, as we mentioned earlier, that averages over 40 points a game, on the verge of being shut out in the opening 24 minutes. 2nd and 10. Holland slips. He just tripped as he tried to back up. And that's embarrassing, and it's also costly. 3rd down coming up, and the clock is moving.
Looked like the center stepped on his foot as he was pulling out there.
3rd and 13. This time Justin's in the pocket safely. And the pass batted down. Batted down beautifully by Brian Mason, number 53, 6'4", 218-pound senior. Making a big play and setting up another 4th down, 4th and 13.
And looks like his shoulder's okay. He gets up the field. I think it's his left arm that he gets up. His right arm was one that he hurt earlier. Gets his left arm up and knocks that thing down.
Well, I think Yonerice thought he had him okay. It was a pretty good block, and the kid goes up with that big left paw and just bats the ball away.
Nice play.
42 seconds to go. 4th down. Football at the 39-yard line. They have to get darn close to the 25 for a 1st down. Holland with time. Throws out to the left side, and there's nobody there.
Ooh, that could have been a penalty. You can see the official over there on the far side of his field. He sort of reached for his flag, and then he went away and sort of reached back for it again. A close call there. Something happened to the receiver. Got just pushed out of bounds.
Well, Darren Kindle disappeared. And the officials are talking it over now, but nobody's thrown a flag. And it might be a little bit late to throw one now. You see Tom Tunnell saying that, what happened to my kid? He's trying to run a 15-yard pattern downfield. He got about 6 yards and was mugged.
Yeah, he thought about calling it. Now they're talking to.
And Tom's on the field, and you can imagine his frustration with his team down 20-0. He's not used to being in this position. He is, oh boy, he's giving the official what for right now. Right in his ear. Columbine takes over on downs, and you know they're going to run the football. And Didle still has it. Didle, look at him go to the 42-yard line of the Bears.
Columbine is just so strong. They, the defending champs from last year, they just have so many weapons on that offense. All these guys can run the ball well. Their offensive line is so strong, and they block so well. Didle just coming down the line. I mean, he literally goes untouched for about the first 5 or 6 yards he's running here. Gets up the field, nobody. Now he gets touched. I mean, that's amazing to be able to feed that wide open and get 10 or 15 yards down the field like that.
Yeah, we're not seeing spectacular open field moves here. We are seeing spectacular holes being opened by that offensive line.
When we talked to head coach Andy Lowry this week, he said that the success of this team, everything starts on that front line, the offensive line and then the defensive line. They're the key to everything, and I think that we're seeing that with the size of these holes today.
You know, the problem is that Andy Lowry told us, in addition to 3rd and 2, what he really wants is an unbelievably dull football game, and I'm afraid he's on the verge of giving it to us. Later tonight on News 4, join entertainment guru Greg Moody for show. He'll have a look at the latest local movies, concerts, and theater, as well as the best restaurant and hot spots in Denver. Looking for entertainment ideas? Watch Show at 6:30 tonight right here on News 4. Now, if you have a game plan, and Andy obviously does, I mean, this is being worked to perfection by his team on both sides of the ball.
It is. It starts with the defense. The defense has to shut down a very potent Bear Creek offense. They've created 2 turnovers, and the offense has done their part, converting those into touchdowns.
I didn't think they had this formation. They are trips left. Can it be real? Didle has to they go to the fullback on a dive.
I remember last year before the championship game, Coach Andy Lowry told us that the wide receivers are like the National Guard. They don't get used a whole lot, but they're there when you need them.
And they were needed last week. Yeah, Columbine takes their 2nd time out. They were trailing Mullen late in the game. They had an onside kick to get back in the game. And then they had a huge 4th down play. And Mike Rottola, number 28, who, of course, has been invisible today because they never throw the football unless they're forced to, came up with a huge catch to help them win the game. Coming up at halftime, Marcia talks with both coaches. We'll also have features, and we'll take a look at stats and highlights from the first half, all coming up in just a few minutes at the half. Scott Parker, who would kick any field goals for Columbine, getting ready just in case they elect to go that way.
And with his leg, right now the ball's at the 42-yard line. So this would be, what, a 52, 57-yard field goal?
Maybe even 59.
59,
yeah.
Thank you. 59-yard field goal. It's not completely out of the box. It's possible he could kick that.
I think you're right. The only thing I think he'd be against the wind going in this direction, whatever wind there is right now. Dida looks, and a little shovel pass to Ward, and that time it was smelled out nicely by the Bears. Number 48, Eric Forbes, who is a sophomore linebacker, 6 feet, 200 pounds, makes the stop. 3rd and 10 coming up, 16 seconds to go. Rebels use their final timeout.
And you watch the replay here as he works to the right-hand side. Didle does a good job drawing the defender to him, get the shovel pass up underneath, but just a good defensive play by Bear Creek to be in position to make the tackle. Forbes does a good job.
And Lowry goes out to join his team in the huddle. Rebels have had it all their own way. Columbine earlier in the year, and they finished 11-2, by the way, actually lost a couple of games back-to-back in weeks 2 and 3 of this season. Found themselves 1 up and 2 down. And Andy Lowry was telling us it really took all the pressure off his team, because no longer were teams looking at him so much, or his team is the defending state champs, but rather, hey, they're 1 and 2, they're under 500, maybe they're not that good. He said it took the pressure off.
Yeah, it might be the formula for success if you're the state champion. Lose 2 out of your first 3, take the pressure off your players. But he said, you know, the cameras quit coming around, people stopped talking about them, and it allowed them to just focus on playing football.
So you're saying it's always the cameras? It's always the cameras. Over here. Oh, goodness. 3rd down. And Dida on a keeper. Look at him break into the secondary and get to around the 31-yard line, and good enough, I think, for a 1st down. They stop the clock with 8 seconds to go. No more timeouts. So it's hurry up now. And you wouldn't be surprised if they do just perhaps throw the ball down the football, and try a field goal. And that's what they will do, at least initially. And here they come with the field goal unit. Football at the 31-yard line. We're talking about a 49-yard field goal. Now they're going to spot it at the 32. About a 49-yarder, Rich.
Yeah. And Scott Parker, very, very strong leg, but the last thing that he did on the field was miss the extra point. Yep. So emotionally, you know, he's got to focus now and concentrate on making this 49-yarder.
And he missed it at this end. Not much wind, but whatever wind there is here, he's kicking into it. The snap is good. The kick is on the way. And that kick fell short. And we have come to halftime. And Columbine, one of their rare frustrations there is they missed the field goal, but they have not had much frustration in the first half. It has been all Rebels as they have dominated this first half, bidding for their 2nd consecutive state championship. They have a 20-0 lead over the Bear Creek Bears, who need very much to regroup as they head into the locker room. Let's go downstairs to Marcia. Oh, okay, before we do that, we'll take a break and come right back to All City Stadium here in Denver.
At Elite Auto Glass, safety is an art. It's not the classical music. It's our Elite Safety First program. It's not the paintings. It's that we employ the latest in adhesive technology for the fastest and safest installation possible. It's not the poetry. It's that all our installers are NGA certified and all our windshields are OEM quality. Thousands of satisfied customers request the artistry of Elite Auto Glass. Elite service, elite safety, ordinary prices.
For training tips and medical expertise from the doctors at Rose Sports Medicine, go to the News 4 website and click on Sports. Be prepared for the winter sports season and avoid injury. Brought to you by News 4 and Rose Sports Medicine, the professionals who treat Denver's professionals.
Ever wonder if there's a job out there that speaks to your soul? A job that makes you want to get up before sunrise, and you don't mind staying past sunset? That dream job, it's out there all right. And it's waiting for you in the Denver Post. With over 9,000 jobs every week, one thing's for sure. If it's not in the Post, the job doesn't exist. The Denver Post. We are Colorado.
This week on show, we are at Kazoo & Company in Cherry Creek North, one of the great toy stores in all the world. We'll have a review of South Pacific at Boulder's Dinner Theater. We'll also take a look at holiday movies that are coming up and may actually save the season.
The News Classic. Dealers, McDonald's and these companies for Colorado. Elite Auto Glass, McDonald Hardwoods, Wireless Wonders, Big O Tire, and First Bank.
All right, we are back at halftime with Columbine, the defending state champions, leading Bear Creek 20-0. You know, one thing the guys at Columbine will tell you after all they've been through in their high school with the tragedy on April 20th a year or so ago is that they have learned two things. People can be very, very nice and always live for today. It has given them kind of an air of compassion, and they showed that earlier this season after Summit High School quarterback Carlos Ebert Santos went down paralyzed in a football game. They were some of the first people to visit him at Craig Hospital, and then they invited him to be their honorary captain just a few weeks ago. On this day, the Summit Tiger is a Columbine Rebel, invited by the team to be their honorary captain. Why did you guys extend the invitation for him to be your honorary captain?
Because we thought it's something fun for him to do instead of sitting in the hospital all day. He gets to come out and watch us play. He gets to be part of the team.
A big part of the team. Carlos Ebert Santos called tails, and the Rebels won the toss.
Such an honor just to be a captain on this team. You know, it's like almost a dream come true.
Of course, the real dream come true would be playing again. The last time he was on a high school field, Carlos left on a stretcher, paralyzed. Soon after, the Rebels were some of his first visitors.
Oh, nice run. It was just very friendly visit and very heartwarming for me. It was an honor to know that a team like this wanted to meet someone like me.
Lots of folks have stopped in, even John Elway. And recent visitors have witnessed constant improvement. Carlos is moving his foot and his leg, just like he'd planned.
It's probably as cool as it gets, but I always expected it to happen, so I'm just glad that it finally started happening.
What else are you expecting to happen?
Well, not expecting to be in this chair, that's for sure.
I can tell you that was a real special day, both for Carlos and the Columbine team. They actually invited him back here for the championship game today immediately. They said, Carlos, you're a lucky charm. We won that game big. We want you back on the sidelines if we get to the state championship game. Unfortunately, Carlos came down with a little touch of the flu and was real disappointed he couldn't be here today. I can tell you he's out of his neck brace. He's looking good, and they're talking about him going home in January, so that's good news. We are at halftime, and we'll be back at the Super Preps Classic after this.
If you suffer from lower back pain, you know that sometimes the simplest tasks are difficult to manage. At Spine One, we specialize in treating your back pain through a variety of non-surgical treatment alternatives, including IDET, a safe, simple, and cost-effective outpatient procedure designed to help you resume a pain-free active lifestyle. Relief from back pain is just a phone call away. Learn how you can benefit from the latest advances in the treatment of back pain. Spine One, the leader in innovative spine care.
News 4 salutes Big O Tires, a company for Colorado. Headquartered in Colorado since 1962, Big O Tires has built a reputation of honesty and trust. Their locally owned stores feature high-quality products, outstanding customer service, and a deep commitment to over 40 communities throughout Colorado. Big O Tires actively supports the Multiple Sclerosis Society, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and Special Olympics. News 4 and Big O Tires, a company for Colorado. Don't get caught in a daydream and miss an important call. Visit Wireless Wonders today and get a Nokia 5100 series phone and a color faceplate, all completely free. Come by any one of Wireless Wonders' 7 locations and get connected. Sale ends Saturday. Wireless Wonders, the confusion ends here.
We'd love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know value is about more than just great prices. It's also about great food and having a great time. Hey, anything for a smile.
And great everyday deals like these ought to put a grin on your face. You can get our double cheeseburger for only 79 cents, or our big and tasty sandwich for only 99 cents.
We love to see you smile.
Why else would we offer such great values?
At halftime, Columbine's defending state champions in charge in this 5A state championship game over Bear Creek. We'll have to see what the second half brings. And meantime, I can tell you one thing in my 18 years of covering high school sports here in the state of Colorado. Prep sports are about more than competition and skill. There's a lot of things that high school kids do that continually amaze me. One of those examples this past season is the Eagle Crest High School football team. When they heard about a single mother in their community who needed help, they reached out. For the Eagle Crest football team, there's game day and there's garden day. Defensive back, weed whacker. Special teams, lawn mower, and it's all volunteer. Ever since she lost her husband to cancer, these young Raptors have been the men in Linda Sacchetti's life and the role models for her 3-year-old son, Ryan. You like when these guys come over the house?
Yeah.
How come?
Because they love me.
You know, they do the work around the house that his dad would be doing, and it means a lot.
But while most of the Raptors are hard at work, lineman John Jasek is hard at play.
I don't do much work. As seen here, oh, it's pretty cool to come out here and play with him and play football and do a bunch of guy stuff that he doesn't get to do during the week. Oh, that's the game winner. Be fine.
I tell you, I could use some of that muscle working on my yard as well. She's been one fortunate woman to have some great teenagers out in her backyard, in her front yard, and up in her gutters helping her out. We are at halftime, Columbine 20-0 over Bear Creek. Bear Creek's going to have to get back in its second half. We'll let you know in a bit.
We love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know what makes you smile. It's great tasting burgers, chicken sandwiches, and don't forget, America's favorite fries.
And you can't help but smile when you see great everyday values like these. Our double cheeseburger for just 79 cents. Our Cajun McChicken sandwich for just 99 cents.
We love to see you smile.
That's what our great values are all about.
The journey leads you home to Continental, where life is built on a firm foundation with confidence and trust, comfort and quality, and the little things you value in a Continental home. From the durable finish and craftsmanship of Merillet cabinets to the protection and warmth of CertainTeed fiberglass insulation from Spec 7. Prices that catch your eye, homes that capture your heart. Continental, welcome home.
John and his boys spent their morning picking a line through the bunk.
Susie spent her morning standing in line for rentals.
While John was rewriting the laws of physics.
Susie was looking for a pen that would write.
John was searching for truth in a wooded glade.
While Susie was facing the truth about her weight.
John was on his third run.
While Susie was on her third pair of boots.
When renting, be smart. Christie Sports Smart Rentals. Call 1-877-SKI-SMART or online at ChristieSports.com.
Visit your local AAA office and you'll discover everything for your car, from purchasing it to repairing it. 100 years as a traveler's advocate. A wide range of financial products and insurance services. A full-service travel agency providing comprehensive travel information. Convenient show your card and save member values. Why join AAA? Because once you do, we can help you in so many ways. AAA every day.
Watch Super Sports Sunday with Vic Lombardi, Sunday at 10.
All right, with head coach Andy Lowry, a 20-0 halftime lead is a good one. We said that your defense had to play well, and they certainly have this first half.
So far, we have another half ahead of us, and these guys have so many weapons that, you know, they're still pretty spooky.
20-0 is good. You'd rather have a little more.
Exactly. That field goal would have helped out a little bit right there, and but we'll get going. We get the ball first this next half, so we have to sustain the drive and keep the clock going.
There was so much talk this week about the Bear Creek offense. Did your offense take a little exception to that? They wanted to make sure they got on the board first out here?
I got to tell you, after the last 2 years, our kids stopped listening to media because all the allegations about everything, so they don't pay attention to that. They just come out and play football.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach Andy Lowry. Appreciate it.
Scott Parker's about the only Columbine Rebel who struggled just a bit, converted a couple of PATs, but missed a field goal and an extra point. So he's out early getting a few warm-ups in at the end. That's given him a couple of problems before we start the second half. I love football coaches. You know, oh, we played okay, you know, they're so tough. It's going to be a killer. And they've totally dominated the game. Look at the yards rushing, 182. They've held Bear Creek to 19. Bear Creek with 56 passing yards. But the turnovers have also been critical in the game. The early turnover really turned the momentum Columbine's way.
Yeah, the turnovers have been the difference in this game. Columbine is doing exactly what they planned to do coming into this one, get turnovers on their defense, and offensively run the ball. You see they have minus 1 yard one yard passing. They just don't pass the ball, and so everything is going Columbine's way so far today. Bear Creek really has to find a way to bounce back from an unfamiliar position, being down 20 points at halftime, and find a way to, on their first drive, get some points on the board.
Yeah, they really do need that, and we shall see what they can do, because they have a terrific offensive team, and I know how frustrating it must be for them as they've been unable to show it so far. Here's Ward getting the ball early in the football game and driving to around the 2-yard line, and Casey's been a force.
He really has. He's a very strong fullback, gets his head down. You see him here, he's going to score a touchdown, but very quick kid and strong when he gets hit, is able to keep dragging people with him. It's his 14th touchdown, or 15th rather, touchdown of the year, 2 today.
And later we see Justin Holland, who's had a very frustrating first half, throwing, and oh, this was a terrific play. The ball hit the receiver, was a little short, hit his foot, and was picked off by Brad Pasica, the linebacker for Columbine, who came up with a very big play. So that's one of the wild plays of the first half, but a first half that really has been anything but wild, as Columbine came in here with a game plan to run the football, control the ball defensively, and control the game defensively, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. Halftime at All City Stadium on a wonderful day, and why shouldn't Columbine be happy? They lead by 20.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
You're First Bank. You're the home team. Now, what does that mean?
Better customer service.
Why?
We're locally owned.
We care.
Say you want to open a new account.
We give you lots of options.
Including free checking for a year.
How about a loan?
We give you an answer right here, right now.
So the customers know you're there for them, right?
Right.
In person, over the phone, or online.
All right, let's get to work.
First Bank, the Colorado Bank for you. We'd love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know value is about more than just great prices. It's also about great food and having a great time. Hey, anything for a smile.
And great everyday deals like these ought to put a grin on your face. You can get our double cheeseburger for only 79 cents, or our big and tasty sandwich for only 99 cents.
We love to see you smile.
Why else would we offer such great values?
Now, wasn't that easy? Magical gifts in one easy click. Turn on the fun. Best Buy.
The news. Dealers, McDonald's and these companies for Colorado. Elite Auto Glass, McDonald Hardwoods, Wireless Wonders, Big O Tire, and First Bank.
Columbine getting ready to start this second half of football. Bear Creek just coming out, and I wonder, Reggie, what Tom Tennell told his team at halftime.
Well, it's hard to know what kind of speech you give your guys, but they've been through some adversity so far this year. As we mentioned earlier, they did lose 2 games during the season, and they had a tough one last week. This is a gut check for them. Can we come out and get something going early in the third quarter and just get some momentum for ourselves, being down 20-0 at halftime?
Well, let's find out what Tom Tennell told his team as we go downstairs to Marcia Neville.
There's the question. Tom Tennell, what did you tell your team at halftime?
Well, we didn't play a great half, and our inexperience in a lot of ways made us kind of nervous, and we're afraid to make mistakes in the first half. And, you know, we turned the ball over twice, and a lot of the things that we said we couldn't do, we did. So it's a whole nother half, and last time we were here, we came in at halftime, we were ahead and didn't win. So that's all we kind of told them was, this ain't over.
Good luck with it. Coach Tom Tennell knows how to win state championships, Gary. He won one and tied for one quarterbacking Mullen back in the late 70s. Back up to you.
Okay, Marsh, so Tom has told his team, you know, it doesn't matter who's ahead at halftime. All that matters is who's ahead at the end of the game. And a couple of years ago, he did lead Arvada West at halftime, and it was the Wildcats who ultimately won the football game. But I think one of the things he probably told his team is we're not going to score a 20-point touchdown. We've got 24 minutes to go as we look at Loveland in a good one in the fourth, leading through to 17-12 in the 4A game. You know, just play your game and let's see if we can get some momentum going and score some touchdowns.
This is a team that's capable of scoring 40 points a game. And so you're down by 20 points. Columbine was able to score 20 while you scored none. Certainly possible to turn the tables and you score 20 while they score none. And so you just have to focus on getting that first score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. You need to get a drive going early in this third quarter and get some points on the board.
Of course, against the Columbine defense, that will not be easy. Been a good season for Bear Creek, as you might expect. 11 up and 2 down. In the first round of the playoffs, they easily beat Montbello 52-27. In the quarterfinals, they beat the Arapahoe Warriors 48-12. And then last week, in a terrific football game, they edged Chatfield in a shootout 42-40. Like you say, they're used to scoring points. This must be triply frustrating for them so far in this one.
And nervousness plays into it. You know, you get into this is the biggest game of the life for these kids. You look at the path that Columbine took through the playoffs. They beat Boulder 31-0, then defeated Pooter 35-6, and then they had a nail-biter last week against Mullen 22-21, but they pull it out. But this is the biggest game of their lives for most of these kids, the 5A state championship game. This is the type of game you dream about being in when you're a kid, and so now you're in it. You're down 20 points. You know, when you're a kid and you play the game, hey, okay, I've got to come back to win it. You always dream about coming back from behind, not having a big lead and kind of coasting.
You know, you make a good point, though. It's the biggest game of their lives, but last year Columbine played a game that none of us will ever forget. They were here a year ago under the most incredibly trying of circumstances, and they were able to win that football game. So here's a team that's been through so much, obviously, and clearly they're able to play their game today while Bear Creek has not been able to play its.
You can't discount that experience of being in the big game and dealing with the distractions that come from that, and certainly the distractions for Columbine last year. The state championship game was the least of the things that they had to deal with, but they handled it. They won last year. They come back this year. They've dealt with adversity. They've dealt with the distractions, and they're playing great football.
And we are ready to start the third quarter, and it will be Bear Creek kicking off to Columbine. And we shall see how it goes. Jason Nevin will tee up the football. His first action of the football game. Bear Creek hasn't come anywhere close to needing anything other than a punter so far. And there is the kickoff. And it's played by Hofschneider inside the 10, out over the 20, finds a hole, the 30, the 40, beats Nevin to midfield he goes. Rebels start first down around midfield.
Another huge play for Columbine, and this is just what Bear Creek didn't need coming out of the second half. You watch as he approaches his wedge here. Everybody attacks the wedge, and he says, well, I'm not going to go there. That's where everyone is. He just kind of bounces out to the outside, shows a little bit of speed. I don't know what that stiff arm was right there in the middle.
We've seen a lot of arm tackling so far by Bear Creek, and that's not going to get it done. Dida on the option, off right guard, the 40, the 35, the 34. They are something. It looks so simple, but you know, maybe the defense can't figure out who has the football.
I think that's exactly what I was thinking there, because the way that Didle turns to his left, makes the fake. You watch, he's going to turn to his left here. He makes the fake, and then he kind of bowls back the other way. It's kind of a weird offensive movement, and I think the defense just had no idea that he had the ball.
So whatever Tom Tennell told his team at halftime, right now they have to be thinking, uh-oh, nothing is working against these Rebels today. First down, 34-yard line, just underway in the third. It's all Rebels, 20-0. Ward to around the 30-yard line before he's upended. Chris Sandoval, who's making a lot of the tackles for the Bears. Poppleton up from the secondary. David also involved on the stop, number 21. They spotted at the 31-yard line, second down and just about 6. You know, it's Andy Lowry's dream. I mean, it's 3 yards or 4 yards and a cloud of dust on every play. Whereas on this turf, we're not seeing the cloud of dust. This turf is really remarkable, Reggie. We'll give you a chance to talk about it in a bit, because you and I walked the field earlier. It's lush, it's green, it's fake, but it's great artificial turf compared to what we've had through the years. That drive by Conant takes it to around the 24-yard line.
That sounds funny to say. It's lush, it's green, and it's fake. But you watch Conant here on the replay. They do the big dramatic fake pitch and then the underneath handoff, and Conant does a good job reading the trap block and getting up the field. He's a little guy, but he's got strong running style. But this turf is fake turf. I mean, it's turf.
Right,
that's what
it's
it
artificial,
is.
Yeah.
And it kind of has a rubber matting to it. And if you've ever walked on turf or played on turf, there's some turf that has sand underneath it. When you hit it, you'll get a little bit of sand that pops up. This has little granules of rubber.
Old tires, it feels like.
Is that old tires?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Are they Firestone tires?
Well, let's not talk about that. I hope not. Or maybe that's a good use for it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, now you're in trouble.
Here we go.
24-yard line, and we'll have a second down play coming up, I think. But it is great, and it's the same turf that the Broncos played on last week up at the University of Washington, and the players all enjoyed that very much. Has some give to it.
Right.
Not like other turfs where literally it's, about a quarter-inch carpet spread out over concrete. Ward to the 20-yard line and the first down.
Columbine just keeps converting the first downs, and at some point Bear Creek is going to have to do something differently, even if it doesn't work. I think from the player standpoint, when you're out on the field and you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's not working, it gets demoralizing. We look at the replay here. They need 1 yard for the first down. They hand it off to Ward, and he gets a little bit more than a yard. But they have to find a way to do something a little bit different just to energize the team.
Dialed to carry. And oftentimes when you see an option team like this, as he takes it to the 14-yard line, the offense will self-destruct a little bit. There'll be some mishandles, there'll be some fumbles, and there's been nothing even close to that for Columbine.
No, Columbine has been solid. I think that Bear Creek, and I don't know what their whole defensive scheme is, they got to try to get penetration up the field. And if that means they're going to blitz guys from the secondary or the linebackers, then do that. Or if they could just get it from their defensive linemen. But something has to change in the way that they're playing right now.
Ward up the middle, first man through, drives. He's well inside the 10-yard line. He's close to the 5-yard line.
Bear Creek doesn't have much to lose. You're down by 20 points. They're driving on you. It looks like they're about to punch it in for another touchdown as we watch Ward again take another handoff. Nothing fancy about it. He just gets the handoff, shows some great strength pushing his way forward. And so Bear Creek needs to gamble a little bit, take some chances. Maybe the guys get excited by making the gamble, but it can't be any worse than it is.
First and goal from the 5. I think Marcia said it earlier. You looked at the Bear Creek defenders when they were finally on the sidelines. They looked exhausted, not used to being on the field this much. And ball control drives continue to work for Columbine as Casey Ward has his 3rd touchdown.
Touchdown, Casey Ward. I mean, they're going to have to change his first name. This kid has scored 3 today. Now that is his 16th on the year.
Well, again, all the credit to the guys who often don't get the credit, and that is the offensive line as they pound the holes out, and Ward goes right up their backs and right up the middle, and he gets the payoff.
That's been all Columbine all day today. Now they're about to be 27-0 if this one gets through.
Parker's extra point is good, and we've got a timeout. And Bear Creek has a lot of regrouping to do, and you're watching this game just as we are. Right now, it doesn't seem possible. Timeout, 27-0 for the Rebels.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Ever wonder if there's a job out there that speaks to your soul? A job that makes you want to get up before sunrise, and you don't mind staying past sunset? That dream job It's out there all right, and it's waiting for you in the Denver Post. With over 9,000 jobs every week, one thing's for sure. If it's not in the Post, the job doesn't exist. The Denver Post. We are Colorado.
Back live at All City Stadium in Denver on what has been just a great day for football and a day being thoroughly enjoyed by the Columbine Rebels and their fans. They lead 27-0. Come home to CBS and News Sports tonight at 7. It's a family favorite, Frosty the Snowman. Then join the lovable holiday character again at 7:30 for Frosty Returns. At 8 o'clock, it's Ice Wars, the best in the U.S. Take on the world's most talented figure skaters. And then Kathy Walsh and Larry Blunt wrap up today's events on News 4 at 10. A night of family entertainment right here on CBS and News 4. Columbine set to kick off. Scott Parker has those duties. Yana Rice and Crochet, two of the prime weapons for Bear Creek, set to return, and that ball did go into the end zone, so it's automatically dead right there, and they'll bring it out at the 20-yard line, 80 yards away. And Parker does that some 70% of the time, kicking into the end zone for touchbacks.
The stands right now are a study in contrast. Both student bodies, they stand up through the whole game. And, you know, Scott Parker, the kicker there, puts this ball into the back of the end zone. I'll tell you more about this in just a moment.
Let's see if Justin Holland can get the Bears going. Oldest Yana Rice is the lone setback. Gets the pitch. Yana Rice up to the 25-yard line, a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up.
On both sides, the student bodies stand up the entire game. On the Columbine side, all the kids look like, you know, they're kids standing around at a party or something. They're just hanging out. On the Bear Creek sidelines, we watch the replay here. The Bear Creek side, all the students look like they're travelers at the airport during a delay. You know, they're standing, but there's no enthusiasm.
Well, you can't blame them right now. They're not used to being in this position. They normally do this to other teams. Yana Rice looks to turn the corner. A cutback over the 30, the 35, and down by Greens right at the 40-yard line. So a good run there for Oldest and a first down for the Bears.
This is what Bear Creek needs. If they can get Yana Rice going and start cranking out some runs here. He's a big, strong running back. You watch the counter tray as the two offensive linemen come peeling out. He just bumps outside the trap block and turns it on his own. As the cornerback comes up to make the tackle, nice move there to make him miss, breaks the tackle here, and keeps on going. They need him to get energized today.
I thought Hufschneider on that play took on the tackler instead of going for the ball carrier.
Well, that's the scheme of the defense. You got to take on the tackler.
Yana Rice beats the defense this time. Does he have enough speed? The 30, the 20, and out of bounds at around the 13-yard line. So Bear Creek with its deepest penetration, and the Bears offense gets rolling on the ground against the Rebels.
Everybody on the Bear Creek sideline just found out the plane has arrived at the gate. They're going to be able to get to their destination. Yana Rice, great job of breaking a tackle to get this thing started. Then he gets out in the open and get that engine going, kid. Nice move there to get a few extra yards.
Sound effects with Reggie Rivers. Very nice job. Be seeing your eye, ear, and throat man on Monday after that. 27 yards for Yana Rice on the carry. Football to the 13-yard line. And the Bears give it to Casey Wolf. Wolf inside the 5. Wolf driving to the 2-yard line. Another first down. It's 1st and goal.
You come back at Columbine with exactly what they were doing to you. They've been marching the ball down the field, running the ball. Bear Creek comes out. They've got a very potent running game, too. This time, they hand it off to on the inside. Nice job of running. Nice strength here, trying to get his way into the end zone.
Casey Wolf carrying the football. 1st and goal from the 2. Bear Creek's offense has suddenly come alive here in the 3rd, although they're down by 27. The pitch to Yana Rice. Put his head down, got close to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up. The Columbine defense moving laterally very well. 5 and 6 players getting in front and racing him toward the corner.
This is what you want to see out of a team like Bear Creek. You're in a big game. You're down by 27. Do you give up or do you come back and fight? I think this drive shows a lot about what kind of character and commitment that these guys have.
Wolf and Yana Rice are the setbacks. And Holland on a keeper to the end zone, and Bear Creek on the scoreboard. They've got their first touchdown of the day. Now that looked pretty easy, didn't it?
It did look easy. But, you know, it starts with a dive. You're only 1 yard away, so they can't ignore the dive back. He comes out, and you'll watch him fake to the dive back. Everybody takes the dive back. He's out into the end zone.
We'll try and tack on the PAT with Nevin. Jason is 6 foot, 165-pound senior. An 80-yard drive. Done very nicely with the honor ice, getting the bulk of the yardage on the ground. The extra point by Nevin splits the uprights. So a good drive for Bear Creek, and we'll see if indeed they can get back in the football game. 7:15 to go in the third. Life for Tom Tennell and his ball club. Jason Holland gets a well-deserved drink. It's 27-7 Columbine.
Hey, pretty baby, you're looking...
Honey, this looks great. You did a great job.
Yes, I did.
Oh, and the pencil?
Because of our name, Elite Auto Glass, people assume we test windshield safety in the most elegant of surroundings. Although that's not entirely true, we do offer an elite safety program. We bring you the latest in adhesive technology for the fastest and safest installation possible. Our installers are NGA certified and our windshields OEM quality, which is why no one installs more windshields in Colorado than Elite Auto Glass. Elite service, elite safety, ordinary prices.
Back on the sidelines, Gary and Reggie have been talking all game about this turf here. It is plastic, it is long, and it is filled with something I call rubber stuff. And the players, I can tell you, love it. It feels like grass, it looks like glass, and it prays, I'm told, even better. Back up to you.
Yeah, Marsh, I think the technical name for that is rubber stuff, so you hit that right on the head.
In Latin, that's rubber stuffinopolis. Or that'd be Greek, wouldn't it?
You didn't have to tell me, Reggie. You had me the first time. I was going for it. 7:15 to go in the third. Nevin's kick right to Jason Hofschneider. And up he comes. He is Dusty's cousin, by the way, and he returned the opening kickoff of the second half to midfield. This time gets out to around the 34 or 35-yard line. We'll see where they initially will spot it. Looks like he's over the 35, close to the 36. First down, Columbine.
You know, you watch this game and the way that it's gone. Bear Creek hasn't been able to do anything offensively. Columbine's been able to do whatever they wanted to do. Then that last drive, Bear Creek goes 80 yards down the field, and you wonder what happened. Well, I think it's a combination of desperation on their part and maybe a little bit of complacency on Columbine's part.
We'll see if the Bears' defense can stop Columbine. Columbine's offense has been terrific all day, led by that forward wall. The offensive line making a hole for Ward. 9 yards on the play out to the 44-yard line.
The way defensive schemes work is rarely one guy making a tackle. That's what makes the option so hard. You've got a dive back, you've got a quarterback, you've got a pitch back, and so you've got to spread your defense out to cover all those guys. That means when they hand it to the dive back, you might have one guy at the point of attack, and if he doesn't make the play, it's gone for 8 yards.
Harmon comes out over the football. Hofschneider and Kennelly are the guards. Bushman and Mason the tackles, and boy, what work they've done today. Ward puts his head down and is driven forward by number 73, Adam Griffin, making the tackle, who actually pushed him forward for the first down with a flag on the play. And the penalty coming up against the Rebel offense. And Columbine in this game has not thrown a pass. They did throw 5 last week when they trailed Mullen and were in dire straits.
Offense. Repeat second down.
Well, they have thrown a pass. It went for -1.
Well, I think actually they called it a sack, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Actually, yeah, wasn't that a sack where Didle was back hit behind the line, so it's credited as a passing attempt because it's a sack?
Yeah,
he never actually took the ball in his hand
and threw it to anybody.
And had it leave his hand, go forward to another player.
I think the technical term is through a pass.
Up the middle with Ward. Boy, he has some legs turning, doesn't he? He is moving all the way to the 43-yard line.
He plays a lot bigger than he is. I mean, he's not a little guy, 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's, you know, a pretty good-sized player, but man, he plays strong. You watch him as he takes this handoff up the gut. is the first person who hits him never stops him. He gets hit, he drags, and finally goes to the ground. But 7 yards later.
Yeah, 3rd down and 3, so a big play here with 5:45 to go in the 3rd. Does the drive continue, or do the Bears force the Rebels to punt? It's Conant coming around, driving forward, did not get the first down. He's to the 44-yard line, setting up a 4th and less than a yard. And you would guess in this position that Andy Lowry would play it safety first and kick it away. And we do see the punting team coming on with Scott Parker.
This is what Bear Creek needs. You know, you score, stop them, see if you can score again. You turn a 27-0 game into a 27-14 game. All of a sudden, hey, your players are energized. You got the momentum back on your side. You can make something happen.
So the momentum perhaps swinging, at least for this moment, in the direction of Bear Creek. Ooh. Trying to fool them, maybe get them to jump offside there before they set. Now they're set. Lots of time for Parker, who boots it onto the far side, and that ball's headed out of bounds right around the 18-yard line. That's a terrific hit.
Yeah.
Columbine fans appreciate that. Watch News 4 tomorrow night for Super Sports Sunday. We'll have post-game info and interviews from the Broncos-Saints game, as well as highlights and lowlights from all your favorite sports action. That's negative. We're going to have all the highlights. Sure we are. That's tomorrow night 10 right here on News 4, Colorado's news channel.
Do they come out and hand it right back to Yana Rice?
Yeah, you know, I don't see why not, because one thing, time is not a factor. We're only in the 3rd quarter. They give it to Yana Rice. Broke the initial tackle, put his shoulders down. He made the contact, and he made the hit, and he got up to the 29-yard line. That time, that's a ball carrier dishing out some punishment.
You watch him run, and you can see why CSU, Nebraska, Northwestern are interested in him. They come right out on this drive. They do exactly what they did the last drive, put it into the hands of your stud running back. He cuts it back to the left, breaks a tackle there, and then when he gets to the point of attack where they're about to, boom, lower the shoulder and make a few more yards out of it.
Wide receivers each way. And boy, Crochet has not been a factor in this game, and we understand he is very good. And they're going deep for Jaron Crochet right now. It's through his hands. It's incomplete. He was covered well on the play. Number 2 was downfield right with him. And that's Mike Leary. But it appeared that ball was right through Crochet's hands.
And that was a good play by Leary. He had good position on that ball. He went up at the right time. You look at the rushing yards that are on the field. Bear Creek was so far behind. They're still a long way behind, but that 108 yards, most of that on their very last drive. But a good play there by Leary on the coverage.
So on 1st and 10, they go deep. And now they come up 2nd and 10. And they pitch to Yana Rice. The cutback move, and Hofschneider caught up to him and knocked him down at the 32-yard line. Dusty fought off his block, and made the tackle.
You know, Dusty Hofschneider, the coaches rave and rave about him on both sides of the field. When we talk to the Bear Creek coaches, they rave about him and how hard he works. That time he's up the field, he's fighting the blocker, he makes the ball carrier turn up inside, then he throws the blocker down and comes back in and makes the play.
And he plays both ways. He never leaves the field. He's on the field for every play. 3rd and 8. Big possession play for the Bears. Calling the short drop. Oh, the ball was almost intercepted. Nate Greens read that beautifully. The pass intended for Crochet. And we've given the Bears lots of credit before. For when they needed 4 yards, the receiver would go down 5. That time they needed 8. And even if he caught the ball, it's a 4 or 5 yard completion.
Yeah, he's not going to get there. And most of that goes to play calling. I think coaches have to be smart and say, if we need 12 yards, what play will get us 12 yards? That time they needed 8 yards, and I don't think they called a play that was going to get them 8 yards. In any case, well defended by Columbine.
Hofschneider all over Crochet, and Greens, the safety, reading it beautifully and almost intercepting. Yana Rice's punt off the side of his foot, and Columbine's going to get great field position. Ball takes a Bear Creek roll, however, and on that turf gets down to the 38-yard line. So Bear Creek made out very fortunately on that, on a kick that bounded right around midfield. Mark your calendars for Sunday, June 7th for the season premiere of the Ricardo Patton Show here on News 4. It's a whole new season for CU men's basketball, and News 4 the only place you'll see a wrap-up of the week's games with the coach himself. The Ricardo Patton Show begins January 7th at 11 right here on News 4, Colorado Sports Channel. Football 39-yard line. Columbine has it, 3:25 to go in the 3rd. Geidel still has it. And look at the quarterback go. The cutback move. Oh, he's tripped up at the 47-yard line. A saving tackle made by the sophomore linebacker, number 48, Eric Forbes, or else Didle might well have been gone.
Man, Didle has got some great running skills. He comes down the line, no pretense of even planning to pitch this ball. He tucks it away right away, gets upfield, cuts back, almost cuts behind 3 guys, but a nice touchdown saving tackle there.
Yeah, and it was Matt Smith, number 19, who also was involved there and made a terrific defensive play, or else Mr. Didle is still running. First down, however. The fullback, that's Ward, to the 42, or maybe around the 42-yard line. You can see them get back into their offense again. And if the momentum was Bear Creek's way, it looks like perhaps Columbine has weathered that initial storm.
Yeah, Columbine shows no worse for the wear. The last drive they come out and move the ball very well.
Principal Frank DeAngelis on the sidelines from Columbine, enjoying things in the way they're going so far in this one. Second down and 4. It's Ward again. Look at that big fullback. The 30-yard line, still pushing, darn close to the 25-yard line, and another Rebel first down.
You know what that reminds me of watching him play? Mark Bavaro. Remember the New York Giants tight end back in the day, where guys would hit him and hit him and hit him, and somehow he would just keep churning. And the way Casey Ward runs this football, man, he just runs strong. You know, there are players, I'm sorry, Gary, there are players who play bigger than they are, and Casey Ward is one of those.
Canyon City beat Woodland Park 39-12 to win the 3A championship. Congratulations to them. Officials blow it dead before the ball can be snapped.
Dead ball, substitution infraction, offense. Repeat, first down.
Too many men on the field, I would assume.
Yeah, too many men in the huddle. If you
well,
get
the huddle's
12
on the
mine,
field, isn't it?
well, it is.
You know, I know where the huddle is.
If you
been watching the football a long time.
You're right. It's on the field.
I knew that right away. Final answer. First down and 15. You can't have a chimp doing this job, believe me. Didle, the keeper for a couple.
Then why are you here?
What were you going to say?
Well, 12 men in the huddle. If you get 12, if a guy comes into the offensive huddle and somebody else doesn't leave immediately, well, then that's a penalty for having too many men in the huddle. It's unfair to the defense.
Oftentimes you were the 12th man in the huddle, weren't you?
I would always run out and try to inject myself into a situation where I wasn't wanted.
Second down and just about 12. 1:15 to go in the third. And I believe it was Ward again, getting inside the 25 to around the 23, setting up a third down play. CU women's basketball team off to another great start this season. Don't miss any of the action. Catch the Seal Berry Show only on News 4. Highlights, stats, interviews, and insight from the coach herself. The Seal Berry Show premieres Sunday, January 7th at 11:30, right here on News 4, Colorado's Sports Channel. 3rd and 9. Didle still has it, and look at the real estate in front of him. Didle drives to the 11-yard line. First down, Columbine.
It's crazy about this Columbine offense. 3rd and 9 is a passing situation. 3rd and 9, you look at your list of running plays and say, well, which run are we going to run? You go with your option, the quarterback keeps it, and you convert. I mean, it's just, this offense is so strong in the running game.
Didle had 154 yards rushing last week in the one-point win over Mullen. He's rushed for 885 yards this year. And as Reggie mentioned, for the whole year, he's thrown in about 400 yards. So they simply don't throw the football very much. They get a couple on that play. Second down coming up. They never threw a pass against Pooter when they beat them 35-6 in the quarterfinals. Very seldom does this team throw the football, and they haven't thrown the football yet in this one. And we have 3 quarters in the books. They haven't thrown a pass, and they have 27 points, and they're on the verge of scoring another touchdown. Timeout. 3 quarters are gone. And Columbine is coasting, leading Bear Creek 27-6.
Tires. Our speed lane is staffed with technicians specially trained to get you in and out fast. That's fast service on all the brands you want. Mounted, balanced, gone. So make the most of the wait, because you won't be waiting long. Speed lane service, only at Big O Tires.
Don't get caught in a daydream and miss an important call. Visit Wireless Wonders today and get a Nokia 5100 series phone and a color faceplate, all completely free. Come by any one of Wireless Wonders' 7 locations and get connected. Sale ends Saturday. Wireless Wonders. The confusion ends here.
Sometimes it's all about teamwork. Other times it's the individual. And then there are sports where you just have to dive right in. Across high school athletes are training, competing, and learning the meaning of perseverance and pride. What better time to support them than now? Go to a game, a meet, a match, and let our kids know you're behind them. News 4 reminds you to support the Colorado High School Activities Association.
Gary Miller with Reggie Rivers. The third down play coming up. It's 3rd and 9. Just underway in the 4th. Here's a pitch to Conant. Looking to turn the corner. Gets to the corner before anybody else gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. Speed kills, doesn't it?
Speed does kill, and execution kills. Columbine is just executing flawlessly. You know, an expression that all the years I've played football, you say it's like practice. When you get into a game where everything is working for you, you say, man, it's working just like in practice, where it's set up for you to work in practice. Columbine is just executing perfectly. They run the option to perfection there, and Conant gets into the end zone.
Scott Parker for the extra point. And that kick is good. And it's all Rebels. First play of the 4th quarter results in a Columbine touchdown. 11:52 to go. Columbine appears to be just that far away from its 2nd consecutive state championship.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Okay, here's the game plan. First, we give them free Check Us Out checking, and that includes
Free checking for a year.
with no minimum balance and no monthly service charges.
what else?
A Visa debit card with no annual fee.
For how long?
For a whole year.
And we make it easy, right?
Right. We have over 90 First Bank locations.
Free access to all First Teller ATMs.
24-hour telephone banking. Internet banking.
We're locally owned.
We give you lots of
Colorado Bank for you.
Columbine scores early in the 4th quarter to enjoy a 34-7 lead. And they get set to kick it off to Bear Creek.
I'm thinking about changing my hair. You think I'd look good with blonde hair?
I think you should give it a go.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
That's the key. There's
Let's
no
be
good
honest,
reason not to.
Is what you have now working for you? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, not really. It's time to change it up, huh?
Think the radio audience would accept that?
They might go for it.
They pictured you as a blonde. Scott Parker to kick it off. Yana Rice and Crochet are back for Bear Creek. And again, this one's headed into the end zone. He's done that all but once today, and that's why the opposition, more than 70% of the time, starts at the 20-yard line following a touchback. Let's go downstairs to Marcia Neville.
Yeah, I'm down here sideline with a guy who knows a little bit about Columbine State Championships, the quarterback for last year's team, Garrett Looney, and you used the word here just a minute ago, a whooping.
Yeah, it's definitely a whooping. Columbine's playing great. I knew they were going to play great, though. After the 2 losses early on, they came back really well. They're doing a great job.
Well, seeing as you guys got it done last year, you can take a little credit for leaving it the legacy here a little bit?
I don't take any credit. You know, they worked hard all year, and all up and down. Coaches did a great job. They knew what it was going to take to win, and they just did it again. Great job.
Garrett Looney seeing a different side of things this time, guys. Back to you.
And Garrett, I believe, is up at UNC. He was hurt this year, so hopefully he'll be back at it next year. Garrett Looney, who led this Columbine team to the state championship last year, a terrific athlete. Holland to throw. And Justin to Crochet, who did get the handle of it right around the 25-yard line. Been a very frustrating day for Jaron Crochet, who came into the game with 65 catches and has been all but shut out today up until that catch.
You look at the first downs that these two teams have put up, Columbine 16, Bear Creek 9, that it doesn't look like that much separation between the two, but certainly that belies what's happening on the scoreboard, 34-7 in favor of Columbine.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers very costly for Bear Creek. We mentioned Crochet, who is being recruited by, among other schools, the University of Arizona, and a former Bronco, an old teammate of yours, Randy Robbins, now an assistant coach down at U of A.
Randy Robbins. He's a nice guy.
Third down play. Holland off the play action. Looking, cranks it up, and Crochet's out there. It's through his hands. He can't hang on. That is the second time. And it would have been a tough catch. Still, it was in his hands, and Crochet could not get it. We saw another pass earlier in this game go through Jaron's hands.
Nice throw by Justin Holland. Man, he pushed this ball out here, and Crochet does a nice job of running his route to get open to be in the right position. It would be a tough catch to make, coming over the shoulder, get both hands out, but I think he wished he could have another crack at that one.
That was a beautiful pass thrown by Justin Holland. He showed his stuff on that one. Yana Rice to boot inside the 15-yard line. Pasica comes after him, and this one's high, but not very deep. Ball bounding right around midfield. And that's where the Rebels will begin first down. So Bear Creek unable to get anything going, and the Columbine defense has been the dominant team on the field today. They have thoroughly frustrated a terrific Bear Creek offense, and the Columbine defense helping its team and putting it well on its way to its second consecutive championship. The News 4 Salvation Army Share the Spirit food drive in full swing from now until December 24th. Help those in need in your community by dropping off donations at your local King Soopers, Safeway, Albertsons, or Sam's Club. Look for the bin with Larry Green's picture on it and help share the spirit this holiday season. First down right around midfield. Didle to throw. Do you believe it? That is John Wajak. Touchdown.
Man, the first pass of the game for Columbine, set up perfectly. They do the play action fake. They hit Wajak in stride, and it is another touchdown. Wow, you look at the replay here. They do the play action fake underneath. Why cover the pass? They haven't passed all game. Of course it's going to work. Man, nice pass, nice catch. Columbine, everything works for Columbine.
I guess that's been there all game, eh?
Yeah.
Well, they tell us that Didle, if they wanted to, is good enough. They could throw the ball 30 times a game with him. It's simply not the way they play the game. Parker adds the extra point, and Columbine has hit 41. 50-yard touchdown pass to John Wajak. And the Rebels are cruising.
In today's business world, a company has to get up pretty early to stay ahead of the competition. The climb to the top might be lonely, but no one said it couldn't be fun. At Christie Sports, our employees will go to any extreme to satisfy our customers. As a matter of fact, they enjoy bending over backwards every chance they get. Christie Sports, people who love to play.
For the best prices on new gear, Christie Sports Bargain Beater Best Prices, 1877 Ski Smart.
Get to Best Buy and get the gifts everyone looks forward to. Like a $400 Best Buy shopping spree when you sign up for 3 years of MSN Internet access. It's easy to switch to MSN. Try it today. Turn on the fun. Best Buy.
Columbine Rebels will lull you just a little bit. They don't go up top. They finally do get the touchdown. And Gary, it's like the onside kick. They go and pretend they're going to do it every time. When they need it, it's there. Last week, it was key in that win over Mullen in the state semifinals. Back up to you.
And it looks like they're having a pretty good time in that huddle. It's not often you see a head coach smile as players surround him, but everything has worked perfectly for Andy Lowry, one of the good guys, as is Tom Thinnell. And for Andy in his 7th year, he went to college at Western State, about to win his second consecutive state championship, leading the Columbine Rebels. And boy, everything the coaching staff has done, everything the players have done has just worked to a T today.
It says a lot about how well coached this club is, that they have such great execution, so much poise, that their plays are working, that the holes are so big. It just tells me that these coaches are doing a great job of discipline with the kids during the week, making sure they know everything they need to know. The execution is awesome, and then the play calling on game day is perfect.
Got to look at John Wajak, who just caught the touchdown. There's John. Casey Ward going over. Boy, they have the same color hair.
Surprising.
That's
it's
right.
Shocking.
It's the Reggie Rivers look.
Yeah, I'll be modeling that next week.
First down from the 20-yard line. And Justin Holland with a little screen pass to Yana Rice. Gets past Rouse. He's still on the sideline to around the 29 or 30. Now they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So they start with a first down play, 2nd and 2 coming up.
Look at the replay here. Nothing too fancy about a little swing pass out to Yana Rice, and he does a good job. He's got nice quick feet. Nice transition from catching the pass, make a little move and get it up the field. Gains about 8 on that one.
Columbine, in 8 games this year, has held their opponents to less than 10 points. Doesn't happen very often in high school. Casey Wolf driving the 40 to the 42-yard line. So a rare carry for Casey and first down yardage for the Bear Creek Bears.
In this one, you know, you look over at the Bear Creek side, and you know, people are starting to file out. You know, they gave up on their flight at this point and gonna just try to go home.
The plane's been canceled. Right?
The flight has been canceled, and you know, it's disappointing, I'm sure, for all of the players on Bear Creek side. But what can you do except tip your hat to Columbine? They played a great game.
Ball loose on the field. And recovered by the Bears. It'll be 2nd down coming up. You know, these kids, and they're all both from Jeffco, Jefferson County, and they're virtually neighbors. The school is relatively close to each other, and we understand these kids have been playing against each other since they were, what, 12, 13, 14 years old in Jeffco Youth League. So they've been around for quite a while, and they know each other very well. It's almost like brother versus brother. Don't miss the next edition of News 4's award-winning Colorado Sportswoman Show. Our next show features a look at Olympic gold medal weightlifter Tara Knott. And meet News 4's Miss Colorado basketball Katie Flecky. Watch Colorado Sportswomen Sunday, December 23rd at 6, only on News 4, Colorado Sports Channel. That pass to Kindle there to the 48-yard line in Columbine territory.
Bear Creek head coach Tom Thinnell was telling us that in the Jeffco midget football, back when the seniors now were in 8th grade, Columbine played against Bear Creek there in the Carnation Bowl. They played it at Mullen. They had a series of games going that day. Their game ended up getting delayed, and they didn't play until 10 p.m. Finally played that game, but these are a lot of the same kids who have been playing against each other for all those years.
Yana Rice carries to around the 40-yard line, and Tom insisted he couldn't remember who won.
Yeah.
You know, the day may come down the road where he won't remember who won this one.
Yeah.
Take another look as oldest Yana Rice carries the football.
Yeah, he's going to be a good college player. You can tell he's just even there, just getting knocked out of bounds and keeping his balance that way. He's got a lot of skill.
Nose of the football right at the 40-yard line, 2nd down and 2. They fake the pitch, and Holland still has it. And Holland looks downfield, has Wilmus, his tight end. Mitch's first catch spins away, the 25 to 20, down to the 19-yard line.
That's a nice spin move. That's put your head down like you're going to deliver the blow and then get your spin on.
Pretty good move for a tight end. Mitch Wilmus is 6'1", 188 pounds. He's a senior. He's caught 35 passes and 10 touchdowns this year. He just made his first reception of this afternoon.
You watch as he comes across here. Just a good job of getting the ball and then put his head down. Boop, spin away from the tackle. Nice move.
We paying you extra for the sound effects.
No, I do get those.
Those are thrown in. Very nice. Yana Rice looks to turn the left side. And he drives. Boy, they're going for that football, aren't they? Number 27, Dan Bierbaugh, tried to rip it out of his hands, as was done earlier in the game by Mason on one of the early drives in the game, and he stole the ball from him. It resulted in a Columbine drive and a touchdown, and it helped turn the momentum the Rebels' way.
That's really the difference in this game, the 2 early turnovers. You watch Yana Rice here. He's just got nice, strong running style. Here, a couple of guys on him, 3 guys on him. He's still on his feet, still pushing. It takes a 4th guy to get him down. But the 2 early turnovers really got the momentum going for Columbine, and once they got the momentum, it was all over.
Holland for Crochet, who's out there, and a diving attempt that's incomplete. Oh, what a frustrating day for Jaron, who made a great move on Leary downfield that time. He was open, and they simply could not connect.
Yeah, you get used to watching on Sundays. You watch Ed McCaffrey and Rod Smith, and they make the great diving catches that for high school players, it's tough. You look at the passing yards in this game. Bear Creek actually leading Columbine with 98 yards to 49, but obviously Columbine keeps it on the ground. For high school players, it's tough. It all depends on where that body is and the trajectory of that ball compared to your body and your hands on whether you can catch it. Oh, Rice wishes he had that one back. Just took his eyes off it. But it's tough once you get 40 yards or 30 yards away from the quarterback and that ball's coming in. I think it's tough to catch it for a young guy.
Yeah, and it's tough there for Rice because they had set up the screen. I'm not sure Holland wanted to fade back quite as far as he did, so the screen pass might have been a little longer than they anticipated. And you talked about it earlier, Reggie. They're in the sun. They're thrown into the shade, and that might have something to do with it. But Rice is alone, open in the field with two blockers right in front of him.
Yeah, sometimes the ball can be too easy to catch. Your brain tells you, all right, this one's caught, and you start turning to do something else.
4th down, and they, of course, are going for it 4th and 9. Holland steps up, and Justin goes down. Palazzo there, Pasica there, the Columbine defense, they are all 11 stars. They have been sensational today. Timeout, the ball back to Columbine. They're about to win state again.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $2,300 when you buy a new 2001 Town & Country with 4.9% financing. Or choose a $299 lease on the award-winning 2001 Chrysler Voyager. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
At Elite Auto Glass, safety is an art. It's not the classical music. It's our Elite Safety First program. It's not the paintings. It's that we employ the latest in adhesive technology for the fastest and safest installation possible. It's not the poetry. It's that all our installers are NGA certified and all our windshields are OEM quality. Thousands of satisfied customers request the artistry of Elite Auto Glass. Elite service, elite safety, ordinary prices.
Other championships decided today in 3A. Canyon City beat Woodland Park 39-12, so we congratulate Canyon City. And Loveland has beaten Fruta 17-12 to win the 4A championship. Columbine 724 away from winning the 5A championship and making it back-to-back titles. Full house backfield once more. Didle gives it to Ritola. He normally plays wide receiver, getting a chance to run the football. Mike to around the 36-yard line. And Reggie, I was wondering, as a player, would you prefer to be in a nail-biter down to the wire thriller, or would you like to be, as Columbine is, on the long end of a runaway?
I think both of them are enjoyable. During the game, it is fun to be on a train that's running and you're blowing somebody out, as Columbine is now. Everything, they'll watch Ritola run and they'll be laughing about it, talking about it on the sideline. Long term, though, it is the close, hard-fought victories that years later you look back and you say, man, what an exciting game we had in the state championship. You don't really tend to remember the blowouts as much.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Getting to the second man through to about the 37-yard line, being in the Bronco locker room the last 4 weeks where they have won absolute thrilling football games that could have gone either way to the last couple of seconds. There's a lot of shell shock looks in there, but there's also great excitement as they flirted with disaster and yet they survived.
It's the tension that keeps you in it. Just like for spectators, you see people on the Bear Creek side are leaving, the tension's gone and there's no reward for them. People on the Columbine side are still here, the tension's gone, but they're enjoying this. But really long term it's that tension and not knowing what's going to happen and having to fight out every down. And when you come out on top after having to fight like that, it's just there's no feeling like it.
I'm sure Columbine never expected to be able to empty their bench, but Max Anderson is in at quarterback, and they have indeed emptied their bench. So Max Anderson is the quarterback right now.
And good for him. He gets to get into the game in the state championship game. I'm sure that he's excited to be out there. He's a junior. He'll be the guy, presumably, next year who'll be running the controls, and fun to get on the field. I'm sure his family's happy to see him on the field.
For sure, and really 11 new players in that game for Columbine. And here's a pretty good-looking run there to the 40, the 35, down to the 30-yard line. Columbine's Adam Hinchy, a junior, 5'8", 195, getting a carry with a penalty thrown at the end of the play. And a clip coming up to nullify part of that run against the Rebels.
Now, it might be mop-up time. The game is decided, and all these guys are getting a chance to get on the field. As a guy who, in high school, you know, I was a pretty good player. In college, I was a pretty good player. Once I got to the pros, I was a backup player, and it was, you know, during the preseason, it'd be the end of the preseason game when I got into the game. During the regular season, it'd be mop-up time when I got into the game. As a player, I can tell you, if you don't get to play much, getting on it.
Against the offense, the result of the play is still a first down.
Getting on the field at any time is great, and you see the clip come right there on number 3, right on the sideline. But getting onto the field anytime is exciting, and your family gets all excited to see you. That, you know, my parents would call me up and say, "Reggie, we saw you at the end of the Raiders game."
You see some of the emotion on the Columbine side, and those kids are winning their second straight championship. We always enjoyed when we got in the game, Reggie, because I know our photographers could stop shooting and take a break. Well, more running room to the 35 to 34-yard line. Preston Gallus, a senior, 6'2", 185 pounds, carrying the ball for the Rebels.
My mom will throw hot grease on you.
Oh, no, I don't believe that for a second. Let's go downstairs to Marcia Neville.
From the Gary, with about 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, the na-na-na-na-na-na goodbye cheer went up from the Columbine Rebels sideline. They are, as you might expect, very into what is happening here this afternoon as they go for back-to-back state titles. Back up to you.
Ian Morris carrying the football, but not much running room on that play. It'll be a second down coming up. And on the Columbine side, it looks like they have been joined on the sidelines by at least half the student body, right behind the Columbine bench, as they get set to storm the field, and they can pretty much choreograph this. They know it's coming.
They don't have to wait until the last moment. Let's hope they stay off the goalposts. Yes, if you're Columbine, this is just a fun afternoon. You can't argue with anything like this from early on. You didn't have to worry. You could celebrate. You don't have to pay close attention to what's happening on the field because everything is just nice and fun.
Well, I just wonder if you're Bear Creek, though, Reg, is this something that, you know, sticks with you till next year? Is this motivation all of next year? I mean, we're about to see a terrific quarterback, Justin Holland, playing at Bear Creek, who never was able to beat Columbine.
Yeah, true. That's very true. But I think that Bear Creek, even if you get into a big game and you lose, you come away with experience. You know, the idea of being in the state championship is intimidating. You know, regardless who you're going to face, then you're facing the defending champ. So I'm sure that they were a little bit intimidated coming into this, but now they've been out on the field. They're getting beaten pretty soundly, but they know, hey, we can play with these guys. We just didn't execute very well today.
Gallus carried the football for a first down. And you mentioned that you had scout teams so much. The Columbine players we're watching right now have been on the field all season, giving their team looks at the opposition each week. And they've been out there, you know, they've been busting themselves too.
Yeah, and now they get a chance to get out and play a little bit. And, you know, they're excited to be out there. These guys, you know, as a coach, you probably look and you say, okay, it's 41-7. I don't want to run up the score on this team. But those players out there, they're playing. They just want to play, and they just want to get their opportunity. And if they have a chance to score, they're going to try to score.
And you might look up and think, well, maybe the pass was running up the score. But on the other hand, to throw the ball for your one and only time of the game, you know, you have to give them that. You have to let Didle throw one.
And at that point, was that the last touchdown they scored?
Yeah.
It was 34.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, it's 34-7. There's still 12 minutes left in the game, or 11 minutes left in the game. I don't think with 11 minutes to go, you can be accused of running up the score.
You can see that the celebration has begun on the Columbine side. Anderson, a keeper, and Max winds up at the 23-yard line. It'll be a third down play with 2:37 to go. Clock moving, and Columbine, which led after 7-0, and at halftime 20-7, or 20-0 rather, and really never looked back. 27-7 after 3, and coasting to this 41-7 win. So you won't be able to say, hey, boy, I'm not sure they deserved it. They deserve it. Come home to CBS and News 4 tonight at 7. It's a family favorite, Frosty the Snowman Then join the lovable holiday character again at 7:30 for Frosty Returns. At 8 o'clock, it's Ice Wars. The best in the U.S. take on the world's most talented figure skaters. Kathy Walsh and Larry Blunt wrap up today's events on News 4 at 10. A night of family entertainment right here on CBS and News 4.
Frosty the Snowman was a very happy soul. He could laugh and play.
Now, we're not paying you for your singing, right, Johnny? We got sound effects, and now that's very, very nice.
You'll start getting complaints now.
Football back to the 26-yard line. It's 4th down, 4th and 13. Clock moving with 1:34. They go up the middle, a yard or two, nothing more. Adam Hinchy carrying the football. The Bears will take over on downs. Well, the Columbine kids coming off the field enjoy being on the field there. That young man enjoys what he has seen all day long.
How do you figure you get into the 5A state championship game? If you had to guess before the game and say the winning team is going to run the ball for, we'll have to find out how many yards rushing they have so far today.
Probably around 300, wouldn't you say?
300 yards rushing or some odd. Throw one pass is going to be completed for a touchdown.
It's going to be a beauty.
But that they're going to win 41-7, throwing only one pass.
Andy Lowry with his kids, yeah, and that was exactly their game plan. As we said, their games, they don't throw very much at all. Ball slipped loose there. Recovered by Bear Creek, and we go under a minute to go. Steve Kerrigan, a freshman, and what a thrill it must be for that young man. Number 16 has come in at quarterback for Bear Creek, and some of the emotion on the Columbine side.
You think he'll get to throw a pass, or are they just going to run the ball?
I think they're going to run the ball, but we'll see. And they gave it off to the first man coming up, Jesse Schreiner. Wasn't much there, and Columbine now will come in with all new players on defense. Everybody getting a chance to play here today.
I think some of the fans are crowding down there thinking they might get a chance to go out and play.
Well, they're coming.
A little bit.
They're coming on the field. There's no question about that.
They inch forward by increments. It started out, they went from the stands out onto the track, then from the track to the edge of the track, then from the edge of the track onto the field, and they just keep edging forward.
We're going to see the final play of the game, I would think. Bear Creek content to run it out, and why not? Schreiner for a couple. And that was the final play, and look out, because here comes Columbine. They are back-to-back state champions. Congratulations to the Columbine Rebels. We are Columbine.
Well, Columbine 2 years in a row, and you know that chant, "We are Columbine," you hear that last year after the tragedy, and it's so powerful when you hear a big group of people yelling that out, and the overcoming all that they had to overcome last year to get into the championship game last year and beat Cherry Creek. They come back, they do it all again this year. They overcome some adversity early in the year. A well-deserved victory for the Columbine Rebels.
Yeah, there can be no arguing that Columbine dominated this football game, and I really thought their defense set the tone early in the game, and their offense kept right up. And that is a heck of an offense, and you wonder how you can stop that offense, and obviously nobody in the state of Colorado was able to stop it this year.
You know what, though? I would like to see Columbine against Loveland.
Now you're talking.
Loveland won today. You know, but we talked about some of the other games that are going on, the 2A, the 3A, and the 4A state championship games today. You look at, they're presenting the trophy out on the field at the moment, and you know, this is the 5A. This is these are the top dogs. But some of those kids down in the 1A and 2A, they're going to be playing with these guys in college, and you know, a handful of them they'll find out. I know I went to a 2A school when I was in high school, and I never thought I could play with the 5A guys until I got to college, and then there were a lot of 5A guys, and I'm like, hey, okay, I can play with you guys.
Absolutely, you proved you could. Let's take a break here. We're at All City Stadium on what's been a wonderful day for football and a wonderful day for Columbine. Congratulations to the Rebels. They've won it all again.